you got to remember your fans got you to where you are to begin with.
Yeah, for real. All right.
I don't even believe he wrote the first game.
You probably didn't. I have a feeling like there's some lies in there somewhere.
No, he definitely did not because like there's a lot of changes that you could tell. Like Make a Path Presents actually makes a good one with Ellie not wanting to die. Like in the game, like she didn't have any inclusion that she was gonna die. You know,
But see, that goes to show you, like, Neil, when it actually comes down to it, I don't think that man is that good of a writer. I think, like, he just gets credit for the first game, even though I don't think he worked on it as much as people say he does.
Bruce Straley, I know, was one of the writers. I know he was one of the main writers, and then I think there was a girl in there, which I don't remember her name, but I know there was a girl that was also a main writer, and he was like a very small part of it. You know, like he had good ideas that he was put in there, but he wasn't the main writer. I know that for a fact.
The writers of the second game of the last 2 episodes this season, which I think were some of the worst.
I would say those episodes, like, my goodness, but they are seriously, and that's the one thing I can't stand is, like, everybody says, oh, episode 6 is so good. I'm like, well, episode 6, the only reason that episode is half decent is because of Joel. If you don't have Joel, man, oh my god, that episode.
Right. I mean, I just, you know, like the flashbacks are half baked.
Especially when you hear, one of the things I just can't stand in any source of entertainment is when you tell me there's a battle going on, you hype it up, they run into the battle, and then you cut. I had problems with that, like, even during certain Game of Thrones seasons. Like, they did it there, too. I was just like, Greg, what the heck?
Right, yeah.
They did.
Yeah, they'd show it, they don't even show it off screen. It's just like, no, they're like, nah. You didn't need to see that.
That was in the game. I do remember seeing that in the game. Like, you fight, like, some friggin' clickers. Like, you get a big fight scene with Joel and friggin' Tommy where they have to help each other out and stuff. Like, nope, cut from the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then you see the chills crying during episode 6 during the pod, bro.
Yeah, like I was actually I was feeling Joel, honestly, because my man was getting hated on every second.
Seriously.
Like, he was the only one I was crying for. Ellie, I was countered.
I cried for Jesse at the end. I didn't cry for Jesse.
That's the problem, though, right there. And this is a problem with the show and the game. You know what's sad? The show somehow made me like the second game more, even though I don't think that game's that good. But it somehow has made them more. The more shit thing has made the other shit thing less shit, if you will. Although it's like, you still, like, the problem is, though, is that it's like, I still don't like the narrative in the game either, and in the show, where it's like, oh, Joel's a piece of shit. He's a horrible dude. I'm like, listen, if you're in his situation, you're going to get your daughter out of there. Plus, your daughter didn't have a say of whether or not she wanted to die or not. So, you know, I mean, believe me, I wish you low-key let your daughter die in the show, but still, like, the point being, your character is written to where you're a father figure protecting your daughter. Ain't no shame in that, so I don't get the narrative that Joel's a bad dude for that.
No, I don't.
How did they know the cure was going to work?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And, you know, being going in there and being, oh, the cure was always going to work. I mean, no, it's not. The cure was
one scientist.
The last time I checked in the show, it wasn't guaranteed.
I was the one scientist, the only way the cure could come out. One scientist could make a cure.
Yeah, with no technology, really, and, you know, scars on that.
The funny thing is, though, is, like, after the first game, they didn't say that he would, like, that there'd be a resolution to this, that there'd be a cure. But then you notice all of a sudden, after part 2, it's like, oh, yes, the cure would have worked. I'm like, bro, you're changing your shit around. What the hell?
Oh, yeah. I think it's a
scene to make Joel more evil.
Exactly. They're trying to push that narrative.
Right. And I think that's bullshit. That's what actually pisses me off a lot in the game, is where I think that they disrespected Joel. the way he went out, I think is disrespectful.
The only thing I will give the show, if I have to try to find something to compliment, because there's not much wiggle room. I'll say this. I will give it this. Good job, genuinely, on the Abby casting. I think she works. I really do. I'm glad they don't have her be this big muscle chick. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Right.
But problem is, though, I think the actress has what it takes. The other thing is, though, they barely use her. I mean, after episode 2, that's basically it.
Right.
For the finale, for the last 2 minutes of the finale.
Right. Yeah.
That's a compliment I'll give, but that's a loose one.
And I find it funny. A lot of people said she did better in the 5 minutes on that episode than Ellie did the whole season.
That's facts.
I laugh at that shit. That shit's hysterical.
It's funny. It's not one of the worst cliffhangers of TV because of the scene. It's one of the worst cliffhangers of TV for me because of the way that they end it. Like, you have Ellie mid-scream and the shit just cuts off. If I was the director, I'd have been like, hang on a second. No, retake.
Right. And then they try to.
My head is the episode length. Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's too short.
Very.
Yeah, like one of the things I'll always give credit is that they sometimes do make good opening scenes. I'll actually hand them that. But this finale, yeah, nothing.
Yeah. Actually, one compliment I did see about that opening scene was that, oh, you don't have Belly on screen, so that's already better already.
That's true.
Jesse is like my favorite.
Until she comes on.
Left this season.
Because they didn't mess him up. Jesse was just genuinely solid throughout most of the season.
No, he was.
a good guy. I mean, she held in him in that finale, and he still held her.
Oh yeah, and what's sad is that I liked him in the show and I liked him in the game, and I just think that it's such a shitty way of just killing him off in that Pacific part, which I think is just it's such a kill to the character, honestly. I think because you already killed off Joel, that's a big character, so killing off another decent character that you're already getting to like is kind of just a slap in the face, I think.
Yeah, because they don't know how to write deaths. I mean, part 2 of the game made that pretty clear. They do not know how to write deaths.
And they didn't give a shit about his death at all. They just freaking moved on like, oh, well, he's gone.
I mean, think about this. You got Joel's death, which just sucks. You got friggin' Jesse's death, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then you cap her off with, I'd say, what should have been a death. And then when you finally get to the character that should have died, Abby, yeah, you didn't do it. You chickened out. I'm like, wow. So you can kill the 2 characters off in a terrible way that people love, but then you don't know how to kill the character that we all hate. I'm like, man, y'all just don't know how to write.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because I think the saying they're trying to say is, oh, revenge is bad, but I think it's kind of like a double-edged sword because it's like Abby can get her revenge, but when Ellie tries to get hers, it doesn't work.
You know, I will give the game credit on this. I will, because I know the show's not going to do this. They've already failed at it. We know this. In the game, I actually kind of compliment this element. Is you see Ellie, and she's actually, like, she loses, fingers. You see all the battle scars and stuff. You see what revenge did to her. I'll actually credit the game. They presented that in a decent way.
Yeah.
Although, the problem is that then you push the narrative of, oh, well, she's gone so far that she shouldn't get revenge. I'm like, bitch, if I was Ellie, I'd be like, hell nah, man. If I lost 2 damn fingers to this frickin' She-Hulk looking chick over here, yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm gonna kill her and move on with my life.
Right. 100%.
You don't lose fingers and get all those scars for nothing. I'd be like, oh shit, I'm this far into it? Hell yeah.
Right. Or
I think the theme is good. Revenge is bad. But you have to do it properly, and they never did, even in the game. It was not handled properly.
No, it was not handled properly.
I do agree. It's a good message. Like, revenge is sometimes worse, the further you go into it. It's a good message, but then they just don't know how to tell the story.
No. Definitely not. I didn't even.
Like I say, I think initial acting's already gonna suck because it has Neil Kaufman as the writer and director.
I'm actually like a believer too that I think part 2, if you ended it with Ellie having no family, having nothing left, and her being out, on her own and stuff, and you see that she's lost everything due to this, call me crazy, I could live with that. I actually think that's a bleak original ending. But the problem is that you don't accomplish the mission of the whole game, so it's like I don't give a shit at that point.
Right. Yeah, you make me not, as I would say, you make me not really give a shit about the characters in general.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of how I felt in the end. I was just like, well, what was the goddamn point? You know?
Low-key, I beg the question. I think I already know what y'all's answer is going to be, but at least for those that have seen it, what would you say is the worst episode this season?
Episode 7.
I agree. No, I agree with that completely.
Episode 7.
I mean, if you were to ask me,
I would say the second worst is 5.
5 is bad. Yeah.
Probably
the reason I
5.
say the season 2 finale is because, nah, bro. Listen, this is not what I would have went with for the season 2 finale. Like, you know what I mean? If it was me, for a fact there would be differences.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
God.
Well, there's a lot of
It's
pointless.
an hour and a half, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like an
right.
hour and a half episode, and yet the episode is bad.
15 minutes. It's a 15-minute episode that should have been an hour.
I was already like, I was laughing my head off, man, because the actress that plays Game Dina has been reacting to the show, which I found hilarious. I remember she watched the friggin' show. She keeps it real too. I respect the hell out of how she watches the show, because she'll call shit out. I remember the episode starts, the finale, and she's like, "Holy crap! I didn't know what was going on with Dina. Was she giving birth there for a minute?" I'm like, "Damn."
Damn. I gotta watch her reactions now. Be entertaining.
Yeah,
Be entertaining.
I feel bad for the actors who played Show Dino, because, I mean, she tried for a lot of it, but by the end, she's like...
Yeah, I will give her credit. With a good script, I think she's good.
Oh, 100%. I just think she just had a lot of cringe lines in there that were just like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not knocking on the actress they picked to be TV Dina. Like, I'm not knocking on the actress. It's just, here's the thing.
Yeah.
The way Neil Kaufman, from what I've been hearing from other people, the way that they wrote her character, I'm like, nah. Nah. Enough.
I think, here's the thing, unless you're talking about, here's the thing, this season, I mean, the worst thing about it, yeah, Bella Ramsey, I guess, elephant in the room, but if you're not talking about Bella Ramsey, I'll also just say this, too short, genuinely, this season, they really ought to they should have done, and I have a problem with the game on this too, is, if you're going to tell Abby's story in the same timeline as the Ellie storyline, I would just alternate, genuinely. You do 2 plots, and you keep, switching back and forth. Because then you have variety, at least. So you have a variety of a cast. And maybe your episodes wouldn't be as bad, because the other half, you'd have a good actress leading the show, so...
Neil Kaufman wanted 4 seasons. He rushed the first game, so now he has to prolong the second game.
Right.
Well, he should have split it in 2 and 2. First game, 2 seasons. Second game, 2 seasons. I think that could work.
I agree.
Right. I completely, yeah, and a lot of people are saying that too, and I'm seeing a lot of that online. It's like you should have just, had the first season play out for 2, But of course, he doesn't like that first game. He likes the second game more.
Because he didn't create the first game.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, thing is, make this make sense. We have 1 season, which on a technicality, let's also specify here. The first season is 7 episodes. The reason I say that is because we got a freaking love story that has nothing to do with the game. And we have a DLC episode, which is episode 7 of season 1. That season's really 7 episodes for that big first game. Yet you apparently need 3 seasons to make the second game. I'm like, Brock, you could easily make 2 seasons of season 1, or the first game, I mean. You could have made that 2 seasons, and then 2 seasons for the second game. 4 seasons total.
He just ended the first season on the first game where they arrived at Jackson. That's how you end the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because then you could have, you could have went in more depth with the 2 characters, Joel and Ellie, and you could have had more bonding time to work with to build on liking the characters together. I mean, that's
the only reason Pedro signed on was because he knew Joel was going to die in the second season. That's
right.
what he said.
It was so quick. Like, I remember, like, by the time that they got to, the moment I felt it is by the time you got to the end of episode 8, and then you realized there was one episode left, and it was just, you know, the resolution.
Right.
I was just like, oh my god, like, I remember it, like, season 1 went by quick to me, because I was like, man, there's so much more they needed to do, but they didn't do it. And then season 2 was the opposite. Season 2, I feel like we've been watching this shit for 3 months, boys, I can't lie. Holy
drag. This is a drag.
And you know what's crazy? There's a lot of parts where it does actually feel rushed because they just fucking zoom through it.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
You know?
I don't know how you do both. A drag and a...
Drag and a rush. Yeah, I mean, it's just because, you know, you're supposed to have, you know, bonding time yet again, but we're just focusing on the love aspect, which I don't think you should focus on that heavily. I think it should be a focus, but it should not be 100%. Like, I feel like that's what they do. They totally forget that it's an apocalypse show, and they're like, oh, we gotta focus on love the whole way.
I mean, here's the thing. It's not as bad in this show, because I actually like these two characters, but I'll still say this. It reminds me of The Ones Who Live, where after frickin' episode 3, it was all about frickin', oh my god, Rick and Michonne love each other, holy shit, look at them have sex 24/7. Like, this shit genuinely felt like that, except worse, because I actually don't like Ellie, so there's that factor to it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, and those lines were just cringe as shit, too. I'm gonna be a dad!
Oh, awful.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Terrible line.
That was absolutely the worst line
And
I've ever heard.
I actually hear some people freaking defend that argument and be like, oh, well, it was just a joke or something. It's like, oh, fuck out of here with that.
Defend it? Hell no.
How can you defend that? I don't understand that.
I don't either.
They're going, honestly, they're gay, so she would be the other mother.
Right.
Hey, but why didn't she just look at her and say, I'm gonna be a mother, or like some shit? At least at that point, I'd be like, okay, sure, Belly, but either way, I'd be like, alright, it's not cringe at least, it's just a whatever thing, but yeah, frick me.
Right.
If I was rewriting the scene, I would have rewrote it to where you know, T.D. Ellie says, oh my god, I'm gonna be a quote-unquote either stepmother or godmother. One of the two.
You know what I would have just done? Holy shit, we're gonna be parents. Are we ready for that? Make it feel real. Make it actually feel like it's really going on.
Yeah, that would have felt a lot better. Not making it so cringe and taking out the motive. Like, the fuck did you just say? Did you actually say that? Like, what?
I mean, even that day you episode 7, I'm like, is she a trans? Is she a tranny or something? Just because I saw nothing there, she wore this band clothes.
They try so hard to make her look like Game 2 Ellie too. I'm like, bro, it does not fit. Like, she doesn't have the look. She's way too young. The outfit is laughably just crap you see at a freaking dollar store.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look anything like it. The hair is off. Like, I'm like, oh my god. And the acting is the worst part. I'm like, oh my lord.
Yeah.
Abby's actress looks more like Ellie.
Right.
Yeah. That's funny because I was about to say that because fun fact, Dan, I don't know if you heard about this. Caitlin Dever, and I've read this, it was called article or something like on Google, and in the article it said that Caitlin Dever actually auditioned for the role with Ellie, and that she met with the studio, and that she was gonna, you know, I guess they're gonna talk about the character because I guess Caitlin Dever played the first Last of Us game, and then it was revealed that Neil Cuckman gave the role to Ramsey, and then that's Neil Cuckman was like, well, you know what, let's have Caitlin Dever be Abby. I'm like, no.
I'm sorry.
No.
How can you tell me?
I would have given it to Caitlin Dever off the bat.
Well, she looks like her. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
and she's a good actress. It would actually at least feel like it for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Or at least have a better, like, pick in the first season to where, you know what I mean, where the character, where the actor kind of grows into the character. You know what I mean?
Nah, seriously, like, I don't mean no offense to her when I say this, but seriously, I'm gonna say this once, I'm gonna leave it at this. Bella, what pipe are you blowing to get that role? Just holy shit.
Right. For real.
She can't. Bella Ramsey's gay. That's why she's
True, that's actually true. Nah, she wouldn't be blowing any pipes, so I'm like, wow, right, man.
Blowing it.
I think she's
I love
also
it.
non-binary too. She's also non-binary too. I think I read too.
She's what now?
Well, she wants pronouns.
She's
I know that.
non-binary.
They.
Hell no.
Is she like Bella Ramsey or something? Like, oh my god.
I know she prefers
There
those
is no
pronouns.
non-binary.
They,
Either male or
them.
female.
Ugh.
I know she preferred those pronouns. You know, they, them.
Oh
You know.
god, that shit.
Yeah. Thankfully, she's okay with her.
Like I said, man, like I got no problems with her, but she don't fit this freaking role, and it's like,
No,
you mean
she
to tell me that they're gonna pick someone that does that doesn't even identify as a woman? I'm like, well, that's the problem. That's what Ellie is in the video game.
Right. I mean, you know, it's just come on now.
That's
Like-
like me putting a wig on and playing Ellie. It'd be like, oh.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's Dan. How dare you?
You know, it's funny. Probably do a better job than her if I do.
Yeah, you probably could.
That'd be more entertaining.
I mean, at least it'd be stupid, but it'd be better than this shit.
It would be very entertaining, I'll tell you what. And maybe it could be a sassy one too. You could slap her in the face, you know.
I guarantee I'd get more people to watch the show. I wouldn't lose 55% of the viewers.
Oh my god.
You know, it'd be really funny if you were actually being the Dina actor, and when she was being stupid, you just bitch slap her in the face and be like, "Hey, quit being stupid."
Yeah, genuinely. Frick, man. No, dude, I think they know that Bella Ramsey's a bad actress, though. I think they know it deep down. Because why is Dina getting so much more material in the friggin' show than Ellie even is? I'm like, what the heck? Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, she was the more smarter one. I mean, you had Ellie over there wanting to save that stupid kid, and it's just like, bitch, you're freaking outnumbered 6-2. What the fuck do you think you're doing? They got fucking AKs. You only got a goddamn pistol.
That's her on the line where she says, fuck the community.
Yeah, right.
That line.
Yeah.
That is like, and you know what's funny? There's a plethora of a collection of bad lines you could look through. That is the worst performance I've seen from her. Her, like, the scene where she yells fuck the community, but then she tries to make it all freaking deep and emotional. I'm like, you just come off as an idiot. What the fuck?
Well, and you do it in a terrible
I think it's
location,
funny
too.
When a character I don't like, Seth, that you don't like in the game, honestly, like the season, he's actually one of my favorite characters this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, because at least he had common sense and a freaking brain.
And the thing is, I mean, it's acting 101. Who hasn't seen an actor before, a good actor, mind you, do a scene where in the script it says, yell first, let out your anger, but then it turns into like an emotional wreck. How many times have we seen that in entertainment? It's actually really good, but then she doesn't know how to do it at all. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, she does it in a terrible location, I think, too. You're doing it in a freaking, or a war crime, you know, a war situation we're finding out is happening not too far in the distance. And you're freaking yelling your damn lungs out.
I would have laughed my head off if that was her death scene. Like, you just said, my community. You want to know about my community? Let me tell you about my. She just gets killed.
I would have laughed my ass off.
For the community.
I would have laughed my ass off if that happened. That would have been fucking hysterical. Oh, yeah, you want to know about your community? Bam! Whoa.
Bro,
I think that's what happens.
Like, that's the scene with Abby in the game. Like, Ellie literally gets strung up on the friggin' tree and stuff. And I'm like, I'm sitting there like, you know, in the game I said, yeah, low-key, kill Abby, go ahead. And in the show, I'm like, well, you did keep this the same. The person that's being hung, I want them to kill them. So,
Yeah.
I guess you adapted that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think some people were saying, well, no, they're still going to have that in the third season, but I don't think that's really going to fit. If you know, not if you did it in this area. It's going to be really weird.
Like, you're gonna do it again type of thing? Like, nah, that's stupid.
Yeah, it would be, and I have a feeling they might, and I think it's going to be dumb, honestly. honest.
You know, actually, I think you're onto something. I think they'll do it again because they're gonna do it to where it's like, oh, look though. Look, her and Abby, they're not all that different. Literally, they're in the same spot.
Yeah, literally. Except this time, now you're gonna have Lev that comes in there and saves the day.
Oh, that character.
Yeah.
And they're not creative, and that's what it is. They'll do it because they're not creative.
Right. Oh, and guess what? It's gonna have more episodes. What are the odds of that?
I remember, like,
Why am I not surprised by that? I'm actually kind of annoyed that Neil Cuckman and HBO couldn't have season 2, for example, be, I don't know, how about 10 to 12 episodes max? Like, get the heck out of here.
Season 1 had 9 episodes, so at least give it 9 episodes.
At least.
Right, like give it like 9 or 10 episodes max, and you're good. But no, Neil Cuckman had to decide otherwise. And same goes for Greg, whatever the heck his last name is. Like, get the heck out of here. Like, really?
Yeah, it's.
His last name is Greg Mason. I call him Greg Bitchson. That's what I call him.
Yeah, because he's a suck up to Neil Cuckman. That's
Bitch.
I have a lot of them. Then I got Soy Boy Pascal. I find him very soy.
You know he's weird. You know that, right, Mr. Heisenberg?
Yeah.
He's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's ultra left weight. He's all kids in cages. He's all.
Yeah.
His derpy mustache is Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
bro wishes he was Mr. Fantastic. I know he is, but bro wishes he was Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, he does not. I freaking rolled my eyes when I saw his ass.
Mr. Fantastic.
I rolled my eyes when I saw his ass. I'll be honest. I was like, oh jeez, him again? Come on.
Hell no.
He's not that good. Like, I mean, he can be good, but I don't think he fits that character.
Here's the thing, like,
box office girl.
I mean, I've always said this. Yeah, exactly. He's like, here's the thing. Bella Ramsey just sucks. Pedro Pascal. You know what's funny? I actually don't mind him. Like, he's not like anything horrible or anything.
No.
It's just he's not my number one choice for Joel. That's the problem. He's not the best choice for Joel. He's a fine Joel, but he's not like a top tier Joel.
Right. I think they also made him too soft in the show too. You know.
Yeah, because he was a savage in the game. Like, bro was
He was.
unapologetic as hell.
And I think that's what I mainly liked about him is that he's an asshole, but he's a badass, all at the same time. Like, and that's what I think builds on his character. Here, he barely fucking bees that. He just kind of sits there and cries a bunch of times because Ellie calls him, "You're a selfish person." It's like, oh, fuck off. Like, fuck you. You would have done the same damn thing if you were in his shoes.
Seriously though.
And then you want to call him selfish when she freaking ratted his ass out, you know, about the husband, you know. Like that scene it pissed me off completely.
You swore.
You swore.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, why am I not surprised? The acting is so stupid for Bella Ramsey.
I like Dan's intro though. I like that. We got the where he swore. I swear I won't mix this shit for the next 2 years.
No, seriously, bro. Dude, they could be gone for 5 fucking years.
They could be canceled after season 2 and I'll be celebrating.
Oh, dude, like, they could come back in 5 years, and, like, everybody looks significantly older, and you can tell, and Bella Ramsey just looked the fucking same, I guarantee it.
Yeah. Ooh, she had a little bit of height growth. Oh my god, it was 1 inch.
They're gonna look the same, though. It's, like, still gonna look ridiculous.
Yeah. It will. 100%.
I mean, Bella Ramsey, her big role before Ellie was in Game of Thrones as a side character.
Right.
And people
She wasn't
thought,
that good in that either.
What's the
right.
name of that show? Little Bear or some shit? I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I heard majority of the fan base was like, okay, she's okay, you know what I mean? Because it's a little kid, and you know.
Oh, yeah, like, she's a little kid. So I remember even back in the day, like, you know what's funny? I didn't think much of her either, though. I was just kind of like, okay, she's a little kid, she can fight, I guess. She kind of went out like a dumbass, but, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I heard that was the reason she got casted as well, is because Neil Cuckman, like, That was a great character.
I mean, Pedro Pascal was on Game of Thrones too, so you can figure
Yeah.
that one out.
Oh yeah, that's definitely why they picked that one. Oh,
Pedro was like, I have to say Pedro. Well, because thing is, he was in the prime of the show. Season 4, like that's when that shit was like good.
Right. Yeah. That's what I keep hearing every time. I'm not at it yet, but I'm getting to it.
Oh, you'll love it, Brett.
That's
So
my
good.
favorite season. That's my favorite season.
And
Here's the thing, like everybody always says, "Oh, season 6." I'm like, nah, man. 4 was so much better. 4 was incredible.
yeah, because what do we do? Just finish season 2, right? So we're on season 3 now, I think.
3 is like my third or fourth favorite season. I think I like 3 a little more than 6.
You know though, I'll say this regardless. Mr. Heisenberg knows what I'm talking about. That season goes freaking crazy, so you'll still enjoy it. I'll say that.
Right. Oh yeah.
6 is good. I just think it's a good middle portion where I was like, it's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Let me
last
ask you
one.
this, Dan.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, sorry, not to interrupt, Mr. Heisenberg. I wanted to ask you, Dan, so do you agree that, Caitlin Dever should have been Ellie within the last of his TV show?
100%. Oh yeah. Like you know what's funny? There are other actresses I've seen that I've seen freaking cosplay actresses online that look more like Ellie and act more like Ellie. It's ridiculous, but like I'm like, right, you didn't even reach out to one of these people either. But
Right.
if you were gonna do it, like, yeah, no, I would say easily give Caitlyn a chance. I think she would prove people wrong. Like, because I feel like at first people would be like, oh, like I don't know. I guarantee you when people actually see the final product, I think it'd be really good.
Right. I think if you would have kept the story, like, in terms of making her, like, this badass killing machine, I think she would have been great. If you would have kept the story like this, where you make us kind of hate her, it would have been, the acting would have been better, but it still would have been not as good. You know what I mean? Like this definitely is worse because she's bad at acting, but I still think a lot of people would have not liked it.
Definitely. Because the thing is, I do believe she has what it takes to even look like Game Ellie.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you could have done it.
But if you have a shit story, then people are still not gonna like it.
Well, that's the unfortunate thing. It's not like Bella Ramsey's one problem, but like the writing is still bad. That's one thing. Even if it was Caitlyn, I would still say, okay, damn, what are they making her do?
Right. Yeah, you throwing it to the side, shitting material at her, and that's.
Bella Ramsey is a side problem. I think she's just a small part. It's not very big.
No.
I think the biggest part is the writing.
Yeah.
Makes I don't know how to write Ellie's character, which is weird to me. Because I'm like, we're talking about the guy that did Chernobyl or whatever. I'm like, man, what the heck? Like, what has happened from then to now? Like, what the heck?
I think it's Neil Kaufman, to be honest, because he's the showrunner too.
And I was hearing that although it wasn't Neil's fault, it was Craig Mazin's fault because he's the one that was directing it in his own way, and he wanted to do this and that, and Neil was like, no, and this and that, and I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, I think they're both part of the problem, really. It's really hard to say which one is really the main problem.
I think they should have done original material without Neil Kaufman.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
They should have done that off the bat, in my honest opinion. The reason I say that is because it's the show. This is the show version,
Right.
not a repeat of the fucking games. Because I'd say even before season 1, even before episode season 1 came out, I even told Ray, like, listen, I hope they do some things different. I hope they do something between Joe and Tess. Maybe they remix Tess's death a bit, or maybe they do more with Phil, or maybe they expand upon, Joe and Ellie's, relationship. But here's the problem: it was the same BS. Like, get the heck out of here! You know for a fact I would have never done it like that. No. If it was me, I would have done original material.
But you
Original
know,
material.
5 seasons.
Yeah, material that is original to the show is key. You know what's funny though? I got news for you. They do have original material. It's called Man Ass in My Face for an hour-long episode. That's
Right. I mean, in a lot of the parts that they do redo, it's just done in a more poor way. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, I mean, it was okay, but it was better in the game. You know,
that is
like,
one of the
like,
most cringy pieces ever. And you know what's funny? I don't care. Yeah, Bill and Frank, they love each other. Cool. I don't care about that. But here's the problem though. When you give me a shitty scene, like when he's sitting there freaking playing the piano or whatever, and he's just like, "Who's the girl?" And he's like, "There was no girl." I'm like, "Oh, fuck that shit. What the fuck?" Yeah.
like that whole part was just garbage. I mean, it was just, I was just like, Bill's a badass in the, Bill's a badass in the game. You know, like, what the fuck you doing?
Oh, he's an idiot on the show. Like, the actor was good, but remember that scene where he's just standing out there in the rain like a fucking idiot, and then he gets, like, hit and stuff? I was like, oh my god, this is awful.
Right, you made him completely stupid. Because at least in the game, he was fucking, like, on point with everything.
No, look, I'll admit, like, yeah, sure, when it came down to it, when them two died together, I was like, alright, that's nice, but I'm like, did we need a whole fucking episode with that? I don't think we did. Not a 9-episode season, we didn't.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, not
I mean,
at
that's
all.
what my thing is. You come from what I'm saying. We should have done the original serial. I think the Joel and Ellie relationship would have been better when you killed them off in the final season. You had a few seasons of build-up.
Right.
All original stuff.
Yeah, like you have to, but like the game has these little moments of like Ellie saving Joel, Joel saving Ellie, and you have all these different like bonding moments, and I just feel like the show just rushes a majority of that, and so you don't really get a hard and true connection between the two characters, and so when Joel gets killed off, it's just like, okay, like I'm not like, you know, like I'm not attached. You know what I mean? So it's just like it doesn't hit the same. You know?
You know what's actually sad about it is that I actually think the show version of Joel's death is better because you at least gave us context of why Abby was doing what she's doing. Here's the problem though. Was it better on the show? Yes. But here's the difference though. In the game, I at least cared.
Right. Yeah, because you were attached to the character. But I will agree with you on that. The context was better, and the way he went out, I thought was better. You know, because
No, I thought the way he went out was better in the game.
The way he went out in the game, I thought was better, but I
Yeah.
think the
I'll agree with you.
and like the context behind it, like
Yeah,
at least they
correct.
told us what the fuck was going on.
Well, I mean, like Abby figuring out who he was and this and that. Like I thought that part they did better.
That was better in the show.
Yeah.
It didn't feel as abrupt, I guess is the way I'd put it.
It didn't make Joel like stupid. You know, like you know, dumbass. You know, like tell her everything about everything.
You know, there is one thing though that I don't understand, and the game kind of did this, but the show I really think should have done this. Oh, call me crazy. If this was in Joel's character, if he didn't sit there and just listen to her friggin' monologue the whole time, genuinely, Joel would have actually looked at her, and I think this would have made a hell of a lot more sense. He would have said, yeah, I did that shit to save my daughter, and she's safe and sound, so you go right the fuck ahead. You can kill me, you can torture me, I don't give a shit. As long as she's safe, do whatever the fuck you want. Like, I'm telling you, if he said shit like that, the scene would have packed a bit more of a punch. It would have been like, damn, that's a dad for real right there. That's sick.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He would have went out more like a badass.
There was no nutback, like, at all.
Nah, he just kind of
The
stood
reason why I
there.
think the death was better in the game was, I mean, for her wanting vengeance and slowing it down and beat him with the golf club in the head, I'm like, more than just stabbing him in the neck with it. I was like,
The only part that I kind of call bullshit at, I don't know where y'all kind of stand on it, but the only part that, in retrospect, I think was kind of stupid now that I've had time to sit on it, is when she starts beating him in the head, and then you cut, and then it comes back and she's beating him with her fist. I'm like, okay, this chick weighs probably 100 pounds soaking wet. You know how fucking long that would take for her to do that shit? Like, that, I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of that was kind of it to me. I was just like, oh, okay, that's a little bit off-putting.
Yeah.
Like,
Here's another one. They wanted me to care about Mel and Owen's character, but he did nothing with their character, so when he killed them off, I was like, whatever.
right. Yeah, I agree with that, yeah. Completely just like, you know. And then the way she kills them both, I thought that was kind of like, okay.
Yeah, that made no sense.
It just, okay. The bullet goes through.
Laura's death was
What a
cool,
co-
though. I just like Laura's death.
Yeah, her death was good, except for the bad acting from the adversary.
Yeah, like that whole scene in the game I thought was way better because at least like Owen gets killed on his own, but then with Mel and Ellie you have like a little bit of a battle. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit of a defend each other type situation, which made it more like crazy. Made it more intense.
You know why? It's because they know for a fact that Bella Ramsey could not pull off that fight scene. So accidental shot to the throat. Oh no! I'm like, that's one thing I actually like about the freaking game. I will compliment the game on this. At least it was like a struggle, and then when she flips her over, she sees the belly, and then it's like, oh shit, what did I just do? Like, I actually like that. That felt real, and that felt like, okay, I'm going freaking far with this revenge shit. I just killed a pregnant woman. Like, I actually like that. The show, though, yeah, no, that was dumb as shit. I was like, what are we doing right now?
Right. And a lot of people, be like, well, she killed a pregnant woman. But the funny thing is, I actually defend that argument on her is just because it's the fact of, well, she was trying to kill you. So it's like, you had no fucking choice.
Exactly.
She
you
didn't
had
give you a choice.
But
Yeah.
then you feel bad 2 seconds later. You're like, oh, damn, like, what did I just do? Like, I like that. That was good. And in the show, it's like, oh, I accidentally killed her. Oh, can you cut the baby out? I'm too fucking stupid for that.
Yeah. I'm a retard. I don't know how to do it.
People comparing the budget to this to Dead City, that this show's better because the budget's better than Dead City. I'm like, I heard more about the fight in episode 2 in Dead City than I did any fight this whole season.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I will admit this. The fight in Dead City, in the show in general, yeah, sure, it doesn't have even close to the budget of this show. But that's the problem. Everybody always judges, because it's a higher budget, it's a better show. No, it's the writing, and that's the only thing that matters. Like, the writing over any kind of budget.
Exactly. Like, fuck the quality, honestly. I mean, like, sure, Arrow Season 2 looked really good, but the story was kind of mid.
Yeah, because it looked nice, but then it's like, the storytelling was kind of iffy. It's like, okay, well, I don't know. I'll defend a season like Dead City, because it's like, okay, that shit looked like, yeah, it looked average. Like, I won't lie, season 2 of Dead City, it looks average, but the story is good.
Right. Yeah, I didn't really have a problem with the CG. I thought it looked fine, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought it looked pretty decent. I didn't really see the issue. And I do laugh how that episode 4 viewership went up.
Damn right it did, because we have a cool new character.
But Last of Us, it goes down.
But you
So
get
Last of Us dropped after episode 2.
Right, and it did, and it didn't really pick back up. Even the viewership of the cable, like episode 6 of Last of Us had higher ratings than episode 7 did. You drop like.
That I'm actually seeing, like, there's actual clapback now for this show. I literally saw, like, in the comment section for that, like, 55% viewership loss post. I remember that it literally just had people in there, wow, people still watching this shit? And I was like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, for real.
I was watching the Shield reaction channel, like, you guys need to quit hating on Bella Ramsey. You guys are the same ones that gave the voice actors who played Abby death threats. So I'm like, no.
I hate on Bella Ramsey. I don't do shit towards freaking, Abby in the game. That's ridiculous.
No, and I had nothing against the Abby actress that played that character in the game either.
No, she was good.
I just I just can't stand the fucking character. You made me hate her so goddamn much.
She had no creative choices too, though. That's
Right.
why I go with the actors. If we did the actors death threats, she had no creative choices.
Yeah. Like, you just made me hate the character so much that there is just no fucking rebound. I don't give a fuck. Like, you deserve to die in my eyes, period. No buts, no ifs. Like, I don't give a shit about your your story, I think your story is mid as fuck. You know, and a lot of people say it was the action scene was like the best part of Abby's playthrough, and okay, yeah, to a degree.
I agree with that.
You know, I can agree it was more entertaining, sure, but the character itself, I don't give a fuck about. I don't care about your stupid friends. I don't care about your, you know, the fucking side quest that you fucking do the whole goddamn time. It's fucking pointless and it's a waste of time.
Your playthrough on part 2 friggin' has genuinely made me remember how many frickin' times, like, you'll be in something somewhat interesting,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, flashback cutscene, a random scene with Abby that you don't give a fuck about. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, 100%.
She was fun to play as, though.
Oh yeah, you know, like I said,
Fun to play
the
as.
killing, the affected, and shit like that. It's very entertaining, without a question. You know, Angry Joe makes makes that prominent for sure. Die, bitch! Yeah. You know.
My favorite is when I just let Ellie kill me and I say, oh, alright, game over.
I love frickin'
Yeah.
I love Angry Joe's reaction to The Last of Us Part 2, though.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the game, he's just like, are you out of your mind? I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
seriously.
He did that again for the show.
Yeah, this review for episode 7, I was like, oh,
He did it again. He made the camera shake and everything like that. He's like, out of your mind. I'm like, yes, classic Joe. Bringing it back. But he gave it a shit raise. Yeah, he gave it a 5. He gave it a 5. I think the the Mexican guy gave it a 4.
virtual handshake towards him because I don't know if I could even bring myself to give it a 4.
Right. Right.
I respect that.
Yeah,
I respect that, and giving it a chance somewhat.
Well, he even told his boys. He was like, yeah, my boys, they checked out.
My only reason for my 2.5, straight up, the only thing keeping it around is Isaac, and 202 was pretty solid. That's all I got.
My season rating as a whole, I give it a 3. It's just half a point more, not much. And it's basically the same reason.
For my season rating, I give it like, oh man, I give it a 2.
That's fair.
Yeah, see, like 2, 2.5, 3, like these are low numbers. Last of Us. This is terrible.
Yeah, it's you ended off shitty. And like I said, the only things I'm complimenting is Isaac. Scenes like that. You had some good action scenes with the enemies that you were fighting against. Episode 2 is really where it shines with the whole battle. Tommy killing the blower.
That's the only episode that shines, though. That's the only episode that shines.
Yeah, I mean that's really it. You had some alright moments with Joel where it's like, okay, I might give 0.1. You know what I mean? Like that's why I give it a 3. Because there's areas
Episode 6, though.
here and there,
Episode
but
6 has some scenes in there that are just.
But I can't give it any higher than a 3. Honestly, that's just that's still very bad.
Oh yeah, because I try to convince myself that this season was like a 3.5, maybe a 4, and I'm like, nah, this is too damn nice, man. Holy shit.
Right, and that's fair, And I think some of the episodes I was gonna be nice on with the 7s, you know what I mean, and the 7.8s. But honestly, I think the only reason why I did give it those 7s, it wasn't because of Bella Ramsey at all. It was because of the other parts of the episode.
Yeah, like you almost try to ignore the fact that she's in the show because how shit she is.
Right, and it barely gets that rating because she's in it. She brings the rating down, but I give it that rating only because of the other action parts that you showed were pretty entertaining. And I was like, okay, well, it made it where it's like, it's okay, it's alright, but then you get to the belly part and you're like, fuck.
I usually don't rate things for, like acting. Like, I usually don't. I try to be nice about it. I try to usually just look at the story. Like, that's usually what I rate things on. But it's so bad, though, with her that I have no choice.
Ha! Yeah. Oh, it's unsufferable. It really is.
I think I'm more just sad now. I mean, I feel like getting good TV shows as a minority instead of lot of good shows. It's almost very rare to get a show I like.
Yeah.
Day and age.
Oh, 100%. Like, you know, in comparing Dead City to Last of Us, because I know a lot of people are doing that. I'm like, whatever, honestly. Like,
The City all day.
Oh, the thing is, you
know.
can compare it, but there is no comparison.
no. You know, sure, you might be bringing back like characters like Maggie and Negan, but here's the thing, like at least with those characters, like I'm at least attached to, and I care about what happens to them. Where it's like with Joel and Ellie, or well, mainly Ellie, not really Joel. Yeah, like I'm not attached to them, so it's like I don't give a
What do you think
fuck.
I'm gonna do? If you get a situation where Belly gets shot in the head, or you get frickin' Maggie that gets shot in the head, I'd be like, I would actually kind of be pissed off. I'd be like, oh shit, what? You know? But with Belly, I'm like, I'd be celebrating the hell out of that.
Yeah. The cringe acting goes away. Yay!
You know what's funny? The show would have a chance at that point. I guess.
Yeah, fact.
Even the villains on Dead City are better.
Oh yeah.
Drama's better.
Way more entertaining.
Croat.
You know.
Croat is awesome, bro. Croat is hilarious.
In the arguments, oh yeah, brutal, freaking amazing. You know, even Jerry Takes even said this was a damn good episode. I like this episode. You know, and he hasn't even seen the finale yet of Last of Us. That's like, oh, good luck.
I like that scene though, the friggin' scene where he looks at Croat and he's just like, man, I don't mean to make fun, it's just your accent's so fucking exotic.
That was funny. That was hilarious. You can tell he got really insulted by that. He was
He's
like,
a little kid.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Croat is literally a little kid mindset.
yeah, you could tell he got mad. He was like, "Urgh, how dare you make fun of my accent?
Me and Negan kind of figured out, I'm like, that's not a walker in there, because he just held on Negan's arm.
Yeah, I figured it out as well when he looked at him, and then I saw the eyes. I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute, there's something going on here.
That was a sick reveal. Also, like the Tony reveal, like you hear about this Tony guy that was his bodyguard beforehand, and you're like, okay, he's probably dead, and then it's like, oh shit, that's him. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, and the way he kind of gave him the rat, but you don't even know what's behind the curtain, you know, and the way he's eating it just kind of sounded very like, what the frick is he feeding? You know what I mean? It was like very, very like, wow, you know.
That man is off his rocker, and I
Oh, yeah.
that guy is creating some good drama.
Oh yeah, like I was like, damn. Okay, but then when he killed him in the end of the episode, I was like, oh shit. Like even that got me. I was like, oh damn.
You know,
I don't need a huge action episode. I just need a good episode. I'm like, what? On the edge of my seat from start to finish.
Oh yeah.
for example, episode 4, let's be honest, that episode was not an action episode, but it was so well written and entertaining that, you know, it's like, oh shit.
100%.
Episode 4 was my favorite episode this season.
No.
Yeah. I stick with that 10. You know, and then obviously Lovely Dan, 10 out of 10 every episode.
So far, I'll say this. I know that obviously, you know, people hear those ratings and they're like, what the fuck? But man, here's the thing. This is how I grade things. I'm sure you guys noticed it with Last of Us. If it is even a slow episode, but I have nothing to complain about, like there's nothing that, you know, bothers me with the episode, I'll give it a 10. And then if it's a shit episode, like frickin' the Bella Ramsey-led episode, I'll give it a fucking 0. I don't give a shit. If there's nothing I like, yeah, I will go there.
Which I fully respect.
I just laugh at those, and then people who, because they disagree, they'll say, shell, sim.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, oh my god.
It's fucking hysterical.
Obviously, these people have, they've not seen my fear reviews, because they'll know that I will rip this franchise a new one if they do something stupid.
Yeah, the Alicia episode, I believe you gave it a 0.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, that's what I'm saying, though, right? It's like, I will go to that length of a rating, like, really high or really low, like, or in the middle if I think they're, oh, okay, there's some things I like, some things I don't like.
Yeah, right.
I say those reactors who react to Last of Us or who give Star Wars spectacular, like, really high ratings I'm like,
Yeah.
you are a shill because they get the premieres early, they get to watch the whole season early.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're shelling it, and you're just doing it to get access. I know what you're doing.
Right. It's not even a pure reaction, really.
I can't stand those content creators though that like they just say everything's great, even if you can tell they don't like it. But you can, they're just like, oh yeah, it's just good because it just is. Like it's like, oh, I want to keep getting access to the show early, so I want to get paid off, so I better just keep
Yeah.
doing my thing and kissing its ass. I'm like, Brad,
It's not worth it, honestly. It really isn't. Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Just freaking, quit being a suck up. Like you're part of the reason why we keep getting this shit content. Because you keep saying it's good when it really isn't.
they're part of the reason why we're probably getting 2 more seasons of shit is because these people are like, oh yeah, this is so good. I'm like, well, good luck sitting through 2 more seasons of hell, probably.
Season 4 could get canceled,
I'm
though.
gonna take a little break. I took a 2-week break, and then I came back and binged it. I'm like, honestly, I'm happy I did that. I don't think I could handle week for several weeks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like by episode 5, I was just like, was there really anything? Nah, there wasn't really anything I liked. This was just mid. Like when you gave it a 4, I was just laughing my ass off. It was fucking hysterical.
I gave it a 3. I gave episode 5 a 3.
Which also fair. Also fair.
Fuck that episode and everything it stands for, genuinely.
Yeah.
I think the only one I like is when Phil Ramsey goes, oh, am I stupid or something? I said, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, you are. You're a dumb fuck.
Yeah, you are stupid.
You're a dumb fuck. Jesse should have let you go, and you should have got yourself killed, and he should have just stayed hidden, and and there you go.
I do find that ironic, though.
Sure.
How many times in the show does Ellie ask if she's stupid? I'm like, you keep asking this question, like, you're gonna get the real answer one day.
Well, I think Jesse did technically call her stupid, just in a different form. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't actually say it. You know what I mean?
My man.
But you could read it. You know what I mean? Like in the lines. You know what I mean? Because that's why she gets all angry.
Mad respect for Jesse on that one. I love that scene. Honestly, you could say that episode 5 earns a point 1 or something for this one scene. It's when frickin' Jesse's just like, he looks at Ellie and he's like, do I look like I want to fucking talk to you right now? I'm like, yeah, bro, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, like
We don't need your help. We don't need your help.
Oh yeah, yeah, like fucking shit.
Looks like you did.
You yeah, no, if Jesse didn't come in there, your freaking ass would be torn apart. You'd be goner. Well, don't freaking tell me that you didn't need his help. Bull fucking shit.
I love those edits of like when Joel freaking like saves her in 201, and she just looks at him and she's like, I don't need your fucking help, and then it just cuts to a dolphin. I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh, that's funny.
I love the memes though. The memes kill me. Every meme
Oh,
kills
yeah.
me. Especially the ones that are looking like with the potato head.
That's the one positive of this shit. The memes are freaking great.
Oh, they're hysterical. They seriously are.
But she left social media because she said, I'm getting so much hate. I'm like,
Oh.
not that much.
You know what's funny? I would feel bad for her, but this is why I actually can't. Is because she's literally admitted in an interview recently, she's like, yeah, I don't look like Ellie. I don't look like Game Ellie. I'm like, well then what the fuck?
Right. It's like, well, you took the role of a very big, iconic character. You're gonna get a lot of flack if you do it in a shitty form. You know what I mean?
I can't blame her for not looking like the role. I blame Neil Huffman because he's the one that casted her.
No, because it's not her fault that she doesn't look like Ellie. Just move on to the next audition. Like, it's the creative team that chose her that I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, and don't feel so bad for her where you're like, oh no, we gotta give her the role anyway because we just feel bad. It's like, nah, that's fucking bullshit. Like that's not fair to other people that probably did it better, but they feel bad too because you didn't give it to them. That's no fucking
that's like hiring someone that clearly screws up their interview for a job.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but they were so nice. oh, they're so nice though. Like, they don't do the job well, but let's hire them anyway. Then you
Right.
go 6 months later and they're fucking up the job, and it's like, well, what'd you expect? Like, it's like, I don't know.
Right. It's like if they don't fit the role, they don't fit the fucking role. As simple as that.
It proves DEI hiring doesn't work.
No.
As I say, Caitlin Dever should have been TV Ellie.
Agreed.
Kaufman wasn't, an idiot.
Or anybody else, anyway, for that matter. I mean, whether it was
Yeah.
Caitlyn or or any of those other ones that at least resemble the character better. Like.
What the heck is that girl's name? Haley Spenny, I think is her name. Forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good from Alien Romulus.
No, but I find that funny because she acts with the actress that plays Dina, and they have a bunch of scenes together and they have chemistry. I'm like, that's your Ellie right there. What the fuck?
Right. Huh.
Yeah, Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus was a really good movie, and I'm like,
I haven't even seen that one yet either.
Would have been fantastic.
I have not seen that one either, and I heard it was really good.
Oh, I'll say this though, you should definitely look up, Haley Spaney or whatever. If you see her, I'm telling you, you'll be like, okay, damn, what the fuck?
Well, actually, that trailer.
Even Epic Zombie Killer suggested I have her be Ellie within my version of Blasphemous.
Oh god, Epic.
I mean, not to bring him into this, but I'm just saying a while back.
I love it.
I don't know. Tricky the casting, I tell you.
I mean, I think that, or even if it's someone that doesn't even look like the character, that's fine. But they have to act. Acting is what matters. I don't care about the looks as much as acting.
I will admit, that's the one time it would be worse. If Epic played Elliot, I would ask for Bella Ramsey back.
So,
Oh, that's hysterical. I love it.
Plays Ellie. We just sit there.
Actually, you know what? It probably would be actually more entertaining because I could just see those lines playing up. Hey guys, you can't do this. I think I'd be sitting here laughing my ass off on the ground.
And there's me as Abby.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Oh, I would have liked to see how he performed that part if he was the fucking character. He'd probably be like, no, don't do it.
Mr. Heisenberg is like Epic. Ellie friggin' Abby.
I'm Abby and I'm like, I saved you.
and you'd be like, shut the fuck up, bitch. Sit your ass down.
No, but I look like Gay Abby, though. I look like Gay Abby. I look like every time I
Yeah.
I'm just wearing a wig.
Right. I just laughed at that part where she's sitting there fucking crying and shit. And I like Terry, that channel. You know what I'm talking about, Dan.
Oh yeah.
Her freaking review, her calling that part out, when she was doing that. She freaking called it out. She's like, what the fuck are you doing, bitch? What are you crying about? You freaking wanted this, you stupid dumb fuck. Like, she called it like it was fucking hysterical. She's like, you dumb fuck. You fucking killed her 10 friends. What did you expect to happen? Oh, now I don't want to die because... No, you want to die. That's what it is. I was like, ooh, damn. She's fucking funny as fuck. And it was great, too, because she didn't even want to watch these freaking episodes either. It was her freaking husband that kept saying, please watch it with me.
Oh, I know what it is. Genuinely, this is why I watch this bullshit. Straight up the reviews. The reviews is what kept me going. I was like, oh my god.
In the monetary value.
Pretty much. That's genuinely. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna make a few bucks from this anyway. Like, honestly, fuck it.
Right. That's the only reason.
Okay, damn right you pay me to watch this bullshit.
Yeah, for real. Yeah,
I mean, Doug Walker was watching it for free. And he's sitting there going, this is way better than that scene. I'm like,
oh
I
yeah.
don't want you to smoke before you watch our last episode, but
Yeah.
whatever it is,
Yeah,
I want some.
yeah,
Whatever it is,
it-
I want some.
Right, and that freaking crying out on the voice message is like, what the hell, bro?
What was he crying out about?
Oh, he was seriously fucking like, so he was crying like somebody killed his family member. Like, that's how much he was crying. He was crying like, he killed the fucking Walking Dead universe, and this and that.
Here's the thing. If I cried about, let's say, the end of The Ones Who Live, I could be like, okay, that's still over dramatic, but I could at least say this. I'd be like,
Right.
alright, I get it. The franchise kind of lost its direction. But what the fuck is Dead City doing besides being entertaining? Like, what the fuck is it ruining?
Right. You know, he was crying about because it's barely anybody's fucking watching it, and all my friends ain't talking about it anymore. I'm like, okay, big fucking whoop. Like, whoop-de fucking do. Like, nothing ever lasts forever.
I'll say this too. Who cares about the cable ratings?
Right.
Everybody, more people now use streaming.
And that was his argument too. Like, he kept bringing up, well, there's like nobody watching. I'm like, are you a dumbass? Do you not see that there's are you blind as fuck? Do you not see that there's a 2, a 0, or a 2, 8, and a 0 or whatever? You know,
He might be blind because he said it was like, I don't know, man. These ratings are pretty low. It's kind of scaring me. Meanwhile, he's like, yeah, man, I can't believe it is 2.1 million. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, he kept fucking putting that in the messages, being like, yeah, there's only 2.1 million, and I'm like, do we know math? Do we know math?
Good for now.
Right.
I was about to say, if that's what he believes, I'm like, well, damn, what are you upset about? Shit, that's pretty good.
Right. Yeah. What happened to nobody watching it? You're saying 2.1 million.
That's people. Unless I see nobody watching it, I'm pretty sure 2 million people. If you took 2 million people and stuck them in front of you, I'm pretty sure you'd be like, holy shit.
Right. 100%. But even
How many people have AMC Plus though? 10 million? I think I heard.
9
Here's
to 10
who watches
something.
this shit on cable, like, for real, who watches this shit on cable?
Well, even the Last of Us ratings were not that amazing. Like, they were under 1 million the whole fucking season.
Yeah.
You know, they were getting Dead City numbers.
I bet you the max viewership dropped.
Oh, it did, 100%. Actually, if you take episode 1, it had 5.3 million altogether. They said, if you take the cable ratings and you subtract it from the 5.3, it's about 4.4 that watched it on Max.
But I bet you the max viewership dropped by the finale. By about
Oh
that.
yeah, 100%. I'm sure of it because the finale got 680,000 viewers for a cable ratings.
All the thing is, some people might actually think I'm joking when I say this. I'm dead serious. If it came out tomorrow that the ratings is not enough to have us make season 3, I'd be like, for Last of Us, yeah, I can leave it here. I'm all right.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, Dead City though, I bet you, the 10 million people at AMC Plus, I bet you about 6 to 7 million of those people watch Walking Dead content of Dead City.
Right.
Here's the thing, man.
Or at least some form. Anyway, at least a couple million, at least.
I think more than that, because I think the biggest thing AMC has is Walking Dead.
Right.
I like that, Deadwalker says, he's like, oh, this franchise is not what it used to be. I'm like, look, is that true to a degree? Sure, for sure. But it doesn't mean that it's like, oh, no one's watching it. Oh, no one cares about it. I'm like, bro, I do this shit on a daily. I do Walking Dead videos on a daily. I'm pretty sure if you look through my content, you'll see there are people in there that are, into it. They're watching it. Is it as much as it used to be? Sure. No, not at all. But
right.
That's the thing. You gotta also acknowledge the fact that it's been 15 years. You're not gonna get these freaking 15 million people piling in every week.
Exactly.
No TV show keeps those ratings. So.
No, and if people lose interest, that's perfectly freaking fine. It's never gonna hold that same interest as it did when it first started.
But you can't say that this franchise is, it's failing. There's there's nothing left. Well, look, if there was nothing left, if there truly was nothing left to do, then it would be over. So.
Right. Well, and you wouldn't have anybody watching it either, really.
Look, am I a person that I'll admit this, I can't count how many videos I've made where I said, oh my God, Gimple, get your head out of your ass and bring Rick back. Yes, I've said that in many videos. But
Right.
at the same, I'm not gonna hate on Dead City just because Rick isn't here. Like I'm like, you know, I'm still gonna acknowledge the fact that the show is good because it's a standalone.
Right. Yeah, and then bring it
I
up.
think the Rick argument makes sense, but he needs to be the center of the universe, not of a show.
That's what I'm saying. It's not Dead
Right.
City's fault. Like, you know, like how could you blame Dead City because Rick isn't around? Like that to me, that there's just no logic there.
Right, exactly. I mean, I don't need freaking Rick constantly, you know. I mean, as much as I love the character, but I think, you know, I mean, even after a bit, you know what I mean? You're like, okay, well, you know, I mean, there's only so much you can do with the character, with, you know, whatever you're trying to do with everything else. Like, you know, you got to focus on other characters. You can't just fucking focus on him.
I'm nervous for season 3 though of Dead City because it's getting a new showrunner. That's just
Yeah, that is concerning. That is a little concerning, I will say.
That is like the most 50-50 thing for me because it's like, look, he could be bad, he could be great for all we know. Like, hell, the show could get better for all we know. Like, maybe they actually pulled a wise card and put Dwight in this shit. Like, you know, you never know. But
Yeah, hey, that would be awesome. Hey, you bring Dwight in this shit, oh, heck yeah. Now my interest is like, ooh, okay.
If it was me, I'll bring in fucking both Dwight and Sherry.
Yeah,
I agree. No,
I'd bring them
the
both.
thing is,
Yeah.
Because Austin Emilio and Christina Evangelista, they're really good. They're very good actors, in my opinion.
And they even said that they would like to come back, you know.
You know what's funny? They even said, and I think this is a golden opportunity. You remember Croy literally explained that he went back to the sanctuary at one point? I'm like, dude, you could literally do a tie-in right there. Like, that's the one thing, if I had like one request, let's say, for Dead City, I would say, bring Dwight in, you know, either end of season 2, season 3, don't matter. And then bring Sherry with you. Genuinely, if you did that, and you know what I'd do? Dwight would be the guy that saves Joshua's life. And it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, I gotta take you to your parents. You have, you know, parents? It's like, well, you know, I have a dad. And it's like, imagine you hear, yeah, it's like my dad's name, yeah, his name's Negan. And it's like, Dwight's just like, oh fuck. Like, really? That son of a bitch is out here? Shit.
Yeah, that would be funny. That'd be
It'd be
hilarious.
funny, but I'd also be like, damn, that's actually cool though. Like, Dwight
Oh, yeah.
saves Negan's kid? I'm like, no, that's crazy.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, that's just my thing though. I hope the showrunner does a good job. Like,
Yeah.
Most times when I've seen shows get a new showrunner, it barely goes right.
Right.
It's very rare that it gets
Yeah.
better.
Let's hope they break that cycle, okay?
Yeah, at least for Dead City, anyway.
I'm not bringing up, the Beer did it, another show did it, The Flash has done it a few times, and each time they got a new showrunner, it got worse.
Yeah, when the CW Splash show did that bullshit, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah. I bet.
Well, they did it 3 times. They did it 3
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, I agree. They did do it 3 times, but the way they were doing it, it's like, are you kidding me? Like, you're changing the show.
First
Right.
one was
Every
the
time
best,
you
second
change the show,
one was worse.
the show changes.
First one was the first showrunner the best. Second showrunner was fine. Third one was garbage.
Right.
Don't get me started with Eric Wallace, that showrunner for the CW Splash show. I can't wait to bring back my Flash show. You guys gonna love that shit.
Dead City though. Dead City though.
Yeah.
I hope it does a good job. And it has had sometimes the new showrunner did better than the other one, but it's very rare. Well, I'm getting
Right.
at. Very
Yeah, it's a rare occasion, definitely. 100%.
But that's what the showrunner they're getting though, and he worked on Walking Dead stuff before, so I said, oh, maybe he can do it.
Yeah, there's always that chance. There's always the chance that they could do good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so because I will say, if another show falls apart, like that'd be unfortunate. Because I don't think The Walking Dead can really afford to have another spinoff go to shit right now because they don't have many. They only got that one and they got Daryl, which Daryl it looks like their showrunner's gonna stick around, but
Right. I mean, I
Season
can,
3 looks better than the second season.
it does. I like the promotion so far.
it's looking pretty good. Hopefully, it stays nice and consistency. I think if it has great story and great direction with season 3, that'd be a W. Kind of bring it back a little bit.
That's the part that I gotta see, like,
Oh yeah,
the storyline.
I'm,
Like,
I'm,
is the story good?
I'm hoping that. You know what I mean? I am. I'm hoping that because it's like I want it to be good.
I don't think so. Season 3 until I see the full trailer.
Yeah.
Not even just that. To me, call me crazy. I'm just kind of just waiting for the season itself because they've had great trailers before. And it's like, but it's like, honestly, if I get 301 and I see that shit's good, all right. You know, at that point, let's see how the rest of this shit goes.
Right. Exactly.
The only thing I'm hoping though that I know they didn't do, I wanted the season to be longer. I think 6 is not enough episodes. I think 8
Agreed.
is better.
Actually, I think Dead City's doing a good job with 8 episodes. It's letting the series breathe more, I think. I think that's why I'm preferring 2 already over season 1. But it's like, also not only that, I find it's just like, it doesn't feel as rushed. Like, it doesn't feel rushed, but it also doesn't feel like they're filling it out with random bullshit. Like, it feels like it's a right number.
Yeah. It's like it's paced well enough.
Yeah.
Where it kind of just flows nicely. Episode to episode. Another point of his argument was his existence, and it's just like, well, that could be said about a lot of shit.
With existence, damn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He said, well, there was no point to be doing these spinoffs. It's like, well, again, that argument could be said about a lot of stuff.
What I said it could have been made about anything.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Why do we need all these shows? There's no need for them.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about, like, for instance, The Last of Us adaptation. Why do we need that? You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
there's a question for all that stuff. Like, here's the thing. At least for me, it's like I look at this as like, okay, yeah, sure, and I am a critical of this. As much as I do think the final episode of the original Walking Dead was great, and I think the final episode was really well done. I'll still say this: did it end? No, I'll admit it didn't really fully wrap up. But here's the thing: I will say this though. It's not too late. It isn't. Like, you have sequel shows right now. Give them a few seasons, see what they pull together, and then maybe they'll bring it in and they'll connect everything. I think that is still possible. I know people say, oh, well, no, they're not going to do that. They want more money. Oh, I'm sure they do. But here's the thing. Eventually they're going to notice, okay, people do want some kind of conclusion. They'll give it to us. I do think they'll give it to us eventually.
right.
And they give us a 5-year break if you want, and then you can bring back a show about the kids.
That's why I'm just going to enjoy the shows as they are right now, because I'm like, okay, like, here's the thing. I guarantee we'll miss it when there's nothing. Like, at that point, I'll be like, oh, shit, damn, it's done. Damn.
Right. No, I mean, you know, as long as you're not giving me fair quality.
Yeah, I would say, give me good quality. I'll come back and watch them.
Like I'm okay, you know.
Don't need to give me this quality.
Yeah, right. That's
Original show, yeah.
right. That's, you know, I you know, at least be decent. You know what I mean? The writing be decent. You know, the quality decent. You know what I mean? As long as it stays pretty consistent, then it's okay. It's like, all right, I'm not gonna bitch about it, but you know, I don't want trash, garbage content like fucking Fear. The way that was going, that was insufferable. Complete.
He was also waiting on. He was waiting on season 11. I remember this.
He called the finale trash, and I was like, no, it's not. It's not fucking trash. Like,
that's the best episode of season 11.
That's
Easy.
not. Yeah, it's like in 10 and 11. I will say, I'll agree that they're not as good. You know, because there's a lot of issues. But I don't think they're the like trash. Like he's saying they're just absolute dog shit, and it's like, nah, I don't think that.
I don't know about y'all. Obviously, the cliffhanger with Rick, like, you know, standing in front of the helicopter, yes, that's a cliffhanger. I will definitely say that's a cliffhanger. But here's the thing: you did resolve that in a sequel show. You did. That did, you know, get a sequel, and it wrapped up his character for a little bit. So I'm all right with that. Here's the thing: besides that scene, though, like, I don't know about you guys, like, people would say, really? Oh, that episode genuinely got some tears going for me. That shit was really good.
Oh,
like,
it was. Really good. That was amazing. That actually got me excited for Walking Dead again. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That episode did get me excited again because, you know, he had that
like the King Ezekiel
awesome
stuff
song.
At the end, with them becoming the governor at the end of.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
The governor of Commonwealth. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, like those parts were really good. You know, the Negan and Maggie kind of the bickering was actually entertaining. It was entertaining. I liked it. I did.
Oh, here's the thing. That episode, 1124, I'll always defend that episode. Besides the fact that, yeah, the Rick scene is a cliffhanger, aside from that, that episode is awesome. From the moment it starts, the shit has your heart racing all the way through.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Well, even the Rosita scene at the end, I was like, damn.
You know, at least it was nice and touchy, you know.
Agreed. And it was cool, too, because the actress is the one that said she wanted to get killed off because she wanted, like, a big punch for that episode. And I'm like, you know, it was a good call, too, because the death was well handled. I mean, you can tell that's Andrea's comic death, but they handled it well, I'll actually admit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a nice, it was a nice death, I will say.
I think Angela King, that's the only thing I give her L's on. She did not kill enough characters.
Yeah.
No.
I'll agree with that.
The Pikes had no friggin' balls to it, let's be honest. Like, they weren't bad. I don't think they were bad, but I also think the Pikes, like, compared to the comics had a big punch to them.
Sure.
You had Rosita, you had King Ezekiel, you had...
Because I never liked Henry on the show, to be honest. Like, I always thought he was kind of an idiot.
That's funny. You know, you're not wrong.
Disagree.
I mean, you're not wrong that he can be stupid.
Like, I didn't hate him. Like, I think he definitely had his redeeming factors and stuff, but I just can't believe that he started a war with the Whispers because he was horny.
I think the biggest one on the show was Kara.
Yeah, that was a big one. You know.
Yeah, because I did like her character. They got me to like her character. You know, where she was like she was a decent character. You know, and so when you killed her, I was like, damn.
Tara, I think, always gets too much hate. I always thought that, like, look, she ain't, like, a flawless character, but I think the character, like, the way fans talk about her, no, I actually quite like the character. Like, when she was killed off, I was like, oh, damn, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that got me a little bit.
Yeah, I think she is hated. I don't... What other characters I didn't care? I mean, even Sasha, I mean, she got too much hate too.
Enid, I didn't care when she died on the Pikes, just because there was no love interest there, and Carl is kind of what held that character together for me, so I was kind of just like, okay, like, that's kind of just a whatever one.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't care for her and Eldon at all.
Oh, that relationship was weird. That was random as hell.
I mean, when Tara and Enid got played within the Walking Dead TV show, I was a little, like, it was a punch in the gut, I'm not gonna lie, but it kind of makes me wish, you know, like, okay, if, like, for example, if Andy Lincoln was gonna leave the show anyway, like, no matter what, like, after season 9, episode 5, it kind of makes me wish, you know, Carl was still alive, had to keep Enid alive, but instead of Enid that gets plagued, maybe they could have done Ezekiel, like, maybe Ezekiel and Henry within the Walking Dead TV show both get plagued, and that's what really triggers Carol. It's like she lost, like, her family again. You know what I mean? That's me being honest with you guys. That's just me, you know, being honest. It's like, well, that would have been better in my opinion, but unfortunately, well, that's not what we got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would have definitely been
I
more
would have preferred, like, okay, if Rick, like, okay, say Ricky's gonna get taken away by the CRM, look on the bright side, you do have Daryl and Carol, but you also have Carl, but with the exception, Enid is still alive, but you have, you know,
also, keep
restored.
Keep Morgan and Dwight on the show, too. Don't send those characters to some trash.
Sherry too. I would keep it me. I would keep all three from Sherry, Dwight, Morgan. I'll keep them on the fucking main show.
That's the one thing, man, that always pissed me off. Is I was like, all right, if you're gonna have Rick, yes, Rick has to leave. Sure, all right, I get it. Actor wants to leave, but bruh, come on, man. You mean to tell me you can't keep Morgan and Dwight on the show? But they would have really helped that shit out.
Oh yeah, they would have. The interest would have been more there for sure. No. Instead, you try to keep fear alive and you try to chug it through the mud.
I love that the show went to such shit though that Morgan had to come crawling his ass back. Actually, I don't know where the piss he is now, but
Yeah. Yeah, he had to come back and save the sinking ship.
The final season, it was only in 6 episodes, so they could focus on Madison for the last 6.
You know,
Yeah.
that's one thing I will say though. Before you close this franchise out, I don't care what the circumstances are. I think you guys could agree on this. We need a friggin' answer on where the hell Morgan went. Like, you
Yeah.
need to give me a walkie-talkie scene that's actually kind of exciting, and then it's like, oh shit, because you know what's funny? I always thought Ones Who Live would get multiple seasons. I think like we all kind of thought that for a small time. And then, okay, maybe Morgan would come in and, you know, star in that series. Like, oh, that's, you know, what they're setting up for.
Right.
It should have been at least 2 seasons.
Yeah, to let the story breathe a little bit.
And they should still do something with that, you know, with Morgan trying to get to Rick. You know, I really, you can't, you know, leave it like that. I mean, that's just a bad way to
Yeah,
leave.
that part was stupid. If it was me, I would have done like a season 2 of The Ones Who Live. General Beale's still the main villain, but he gets time to, you know, get fleshed out. We get, they pay up World Beyond by having World Beyond characters like involved. But here's the twist: Morgan is also in The Ones Who Live season 2, and he gets to reunite with Rick. So it's like we're showing Rick, Morgan, some World Beyond characters.
The good ones.
You're right.
I would say the good ones.
That's what I was saying, the good ones, not the shitty ones. I don't give a fuck about the shitty ones.
No, maybe just Silas, because at the end he
That's one of them I would have.
Yeah, Silas for sure. Silas was fine. I didn't.
Silas though, because Silas joins the CR.
Yeah, that's not.
You know what I'm saying? Genuinely, Hope. You know what is weird about Hope for me is like I don't actually really care about the character too much, but
So
I think
Carmen,
the
Andrew?
actress has what it takes to be good if you had her return. I think yeah, you could have done something there for sure.
Yeah, fuck Silas. Or no, not Silas, sorry, the other one. Iris. Yeah, there you go.
Iris, yeah. I liked Elton. Elton was the cool kid. I don't mind him.
I don't mind him
I
either.
liked it Hope. I liked it Hope and Felix more than I did Iris. If I'm being honest with you, I liked it.
My favorite character though was freaking Husk, and she's dead.
Oh, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. Iris.
She was
sucks.
badass.
Like she is awful.
Yeah, Husk was great. I like it.
Husk was my favorite character in World Beyond, but
Yeah, Husk
Yeah,
was
she was
badass. She was a badass.
You know who my favorite character was in World Beyond? And this is actually kind of embarrassing on their part. It's not a character from that show. It's Jadis. I think Jadis in that
yeah,
show.
overall it was Vegas.
Oh, 100%.
I actually was kind of intimidated by her. I was shocked. I was actually kind of intimidated by her character.
Oh yeah, she did pretty good in that role. She made me like her character a lot.
Jadis is only time I really loved Jadis as the villain was in World Beyond.
No, I have not.
Especially when I see like Jadis versus Iris, I'm like, right, you know what's funny? They want me to pick Iris, but I'm like, hey, Jadis, you can kill this chick.
No, she was so fucking bad, bro. She really was.
She was so like she was the typical I'm so perfect role. Like, acts, like I'm like, oh.
Yeah, get out of here with that
She kind of
trash.
acted like Ellie in the last of Us TV series.
Iris is like epic because it doesn't think there's anything wrong. It's like, you know, she's freaking top tier.
Like epic, I love it. Oh shit. Come on, guys.
You see, he made a friggin' video like bashing Maggie, saying like she's a terrible character and all
Yeah,
that.
I answered your question, Karma. I said no.
I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, Maggie's not a bad character. Plus, you ain't even watching Dead City season 2. Like, how can you objectively say that right now?
Well, the funny thing is too, he said he was never gonna, he wasn't gonna watch any of them, and here he is fucking watching them.
As I knew you would. That's not even a surprising thing.
and then of course he's saying it's actually pretty good. You know, it's like, oh, so I guess he went back on what you said, huh?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I guess we don't buy anything your bullshit spews out.
In the words of Bruegel, it's interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Season 2, Utopia 2 is gonna be the best movie ever.
God, they're obsessed with that freaking crap. I'm like, oh my God.
I am actually excited for that second movie though, but
I'm gonna watch it, yeah, because I've seen the first one, but the way he talks about it, I'm like,
oh no, he's got the fucking the toy, you know. Oh, it's so amazing. It's like, nah, bro.
And I like the first Utopia movie, but I don't know why some people say it's the greatest Disney movie ever made. I'm like, I don't think that, but.
Furries say that.
Marshall's Big Wild and Jimmy Hop Shippers.
Oh, yeah.
They do exist. They do exist.
Oh, yes, they do. They probably want a sex scene in that shit, I'm sure of it.
They're probably the ones that would watch the shit out of an Abby fuck scene.
Yeah, oh God. What's sad is we might actually get that in the third season.
Yeah, with Owen. And the freaking Owen looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Bro, Owen looks so freaking weird on the show. Like, I mean, you know what's funny though? Like, that's like the gripe I always have with the game too. I'm like, you kill all these characters and then you give me a backstory of them? I'm like, I don't give a shit at that point.
Yeah. Right. It's like, I don't care about them. And honestly, and even if you didn't kill them first and then you still gave me the backstory of it, I still wouldn't have gave a shit, honestly, because their characters were just not, their story was just bad.
I mean, I would kindly ask them to move on, because I'd be like, okay, like, let's actually develop some characters we know we still have.
Right. I mean, you know, it had nothing to do with, like, if you would have played it first, they were just not good characters, I think, you know. I mean, like, that scene where she points up the gun at you killed my friends, you know, the part where she says that, I was just like, yeah, who cares? Fuck your friends. Your friends were garbage anyway.
Seriously.
Like,
they try to depict them as if they're good people. I'm like, the fuck they are.
Like, the only one let's be real with you, Abby, the only one you gave a fuck about really was Owen. That's the only one. You didn't give a fuck about the rest of them.
I emphasize on the word fuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And in the show, Owen looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Okay, that's actually true.
Like Zoe said, let's not do this.
I can't unsee that. No, that's actually
He does look like fucking Shaggy. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Man, someone more who were laughing around, he just sitting there, he's like, hey, Shaggy, I'm like, Zoe said, you show me up over here, let's go back to Seattle.
Yeah, for real. Huh.
Bruh, my motivation for friggin' Last of Us is so low. I filmed a video about the ratings yesterday, and I still haven't edited that shit because I'm so fucking bored of that show. I gotta edit that later today and put that bullshit out.
Let's see, Seattle.
Oh, I'll be definitely watching that. That shit would be funny. Oh, man.
Not talking about this show for 2 years.
And then they were crying, saying, well, it averaged better than season 1 of the first show. Or, you know, the first season. I'm like, yeah, because it had less episodes.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily mean it did better.
Here's the thing. You could have more seasons.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. But they're trying to depict it like, well, it averaged better than the first season. It's like, but you had less episodes. Like, you got to compare it. You had 9 episodes in the first season. You only had 7 in the second. So you got less episodes, so the average will more than likely be higher. It doesn't mean it did better.
The most successful season of The Last of Us television show is always going to be season 1. Because nobody's going to care. Like, they say, oh, Pedro Pascal's coming back for season 3. That doesn't mean anything. His character's dead. You can only pull that card for so long before people are like, oh, yeah, he's dead. Y'all, like, move on.
Right. I don't think he is coming back. I'll be real with you, though.
They have one episode where he'll come back and do good. Because people are watching it for him.
Actually,
even still, like, you can only pull Pedro Pascal for so long before people are like, oh, okay, it's just flashbacks.
I'll be honest with you, that card didn't really work in season 2 because episode 1 had 960K. When it dropped down to like 600 to 700K, that 6th episode only went up to 700 or 1,000. That's it. That's all it went up to.
Yeah, but people really want to watch it. That's what I said.
Well, that's right. Yeah, like it didn't really bring it back. You know what I mean? Because they knew they were like, oh,
it's averaging better than the first season when it had a 55% drop off
Right.
since the finale of season 1.
That means
Bro, wasn't the fucking episode, wasn't the show getting so bad? I forget what episode it was. I think it was 6 or 7, maybe 5. I'm forgetting which one. But I remember, didn't y'all like say that y'all were like gonna watch the episode together, and then you all went to the fucking movies instead and said, "Fuck this shit."
oh yeah. Well, no, that was the finale because at that point. We just didn't give a fuck. We were just like, nah, we'd rather go see a Final Destination over this garbage.
Oh, damn right.
I was
that shit. That could wait.
yeah, right. We were in no rush to watch it. You know, we were in no rush to.
Bloodlines was better.
Oh, it
See,
was.
that goes to show you the quality difference. If I heard right now, this second, like right now, let's say 205 a Dead City dropped, I'd say, you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna watch this shit right now on call. Like that's how good it is. I'd be like, oh shit, I gotta see it.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
Not bad. I just get to the end of the episode in the car. I'm like, oh, it ends with Eddie, and now I'm bad. Like, whatever.
Oh, that's a, bro. You must, yeah. You and I did the same thing. I literally skipped ahead to just see how it ended, and I was just like, oh yeah, that looks like shit. All right, let's start it.
But this episode, I felt when I left, I felt more dumb when I left. I was like, what?
Oh yeah.
What is it like that saying from that movie? It's like we are all now dumber for having watching that.
Yeah, that was that episode.
Yeah. For real.
Like, the critics and the freaking audience are two different people. The critics gave this season, I think, a 90-something.
92%.
92, and the audience gave it like a 34.
Like I felt
38.
stupid after watching that episode. Like I genuinely felt like
It ended
oh
off
my
at a
God.
38%.
What the hell?
It was 39%, then it dropped even more. It's a 38%.
Yeah, so he is like.
And a lot of people say it's review bombing.
92.
Bullshit. I don't think it is review bombing. I think that's honestly people being honest.
Oh, for sure it is. Because here's the thing, they can't take honesty. Like these people that make The Last of Us, they're a bunch of snowflakes too, man. They can't take honesty. Like they seriously think they've made the best show in the world. I'm like, you have not. You have not at all.
No.
And I don't think it's just Last of Us. I think it's Hollywood in general are a bunch of people that don't like the fans. They hate our guts
Yeah.
because they don't want to appease us. They want to make a show for them.
Well, here's the thing. It may not be a professional TV show, but I make a series, and I can tell you what, the one thought I always have in my head is, okay, I always write it with the thought of, let's hope people actually enjoy this shit. Like, let's hope people like this season. Like, let's hope people do it. Because if you just write it for yourself, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And that's what these people do. They write it for themselves to send out
Oh,
their
yeah.
own message.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, which is, in my honest opinion, ridiculous. So let me ask you this, Dan. Well, in the next like year or so, Natalie, whenever I do like my version of The Last of Us, like, are you gonna be like somewhat excited for that because it's gonna be like original stuff?
Oh, for sure, because I at least know that you'll probably do things different. Which, here's the thing. That's the positive thing, though, is that you gotta have passion for the fans. That's one reason that I love Dexter so much, and I won't speak on it because I want Ray's to go into that as blind as possible.
Right.
I'll say this. You'll see one thing about that show. They've had their occasional screw-ups. They've had them. I think
yeah,
Mr.
that's-
Heisenberg could agree.
I expect
But
that.
here's the thing, though. You know what's funny? Clyde Phillips, the showrunner, he was kicked off the show for a while, and he got the show back. And he's literally said, he's like, yeah, there's some shit crap that's happened on there, and I admit, we've had our share of screw-ups. But I'm going to do this for the fans and do what they want to see the most, and write the show with them in mind. I respect showrunners like that. I really do.
100%.
Right.
I mean, even the bad seasons were bad.
The factor behind them that want to do it for the fans.
Michael C. Hall is what kept those seasons from being pieces of shit, even the weaker ones. Like, yeah, the actor is phenomenal.
And even the bad seasons, there's some stuff stuff I enjoyed in them too. So
I just like showrunners that are actually honest with their fans. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to do a fan service season. Hell no. Definitely do what you want to do. Be creative with your story. But when it comes down to it, though, the one thing I can't stand is showrunners that come out there and say, yeah, this new season, that was the best shit we've ever done. It actually kind of it makes me cry a little just looking at this art. I'm like, okay, I just can't respect that. What the fuck?
Right.
No, it's like what Neil Cuckman said on the freaking. So I think it was a couple days ago or a couple weeks. He says, "Yeah, I made a decision that a lot of fans don't like, and those fans, they're just mean." I'm like, what the?
Yeah, and then you had that one guy be like, a lot of people didn't like it, and he's like, well, who gives a shit? And he goes, exactly, and it's like, no.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? That's why I just love that. Like, who gives a shit?
Well,
And it's just like, excuse me, you should give a shit because that's your fan base that's fucking making you money, bud.
I always hate it. I hate it in any media. I don't care what it is. Music, movies, TV shows, games. Doesn't matter what it is. When someone will go out there and say, don't tell me how to do my content. I'll do my content the way I want to do it. And I hate when people say that because I'm like, well, guess what? The people that are being honest with you and critiquing, your screw-ups, those are the people that got you where you are anyway. So I would listen. If let's say I did a episode of my series, World Got Mad, and people told me, Dad, I didn't really like that episode. I'd be like, I respect that, you told me that, because I'll work towards making better episodes. That's what I always like the honesty. Don't say to someone, oh, yeah, it's bad, and, oh, you're on crack, you don't know what you're talking about. Like,
right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if it's one person saying about a lot of other people, most people saying they liked it, if he's like, maybe he just didn't like that episode, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, like here's the thing. Like I remember there was one time I did have a viewer that told me one of my episodes was, kind of not for them, and I was just like, hey man, I respect that. Like, thanks for watching it anyway. Hope I can do better next episode. You don't sit there and say, oh, that shit was like you're out of your mind. You just don't see it clearly. No, that's their opinion, and you got to work on doing what your fans, want to see. And that's the type of thing that's that's what a good writer do.
100%, and that's why I think Neil has such an ego, with the whole, his situation, that he's dealing with, up his ass. That I don't think he really pays attention to the fans critiquing his stuff. He doesn't like it, and it shows.
No, he doesn't. No, but why would he? He got rewarded for making
Right.
not a good game.
Yeah.
Just take that shit away from him.
He became
Right.
president of Naughty Dog.
And I don't think he should be in charge. I'll be real with you. I don't think he should be. I don't think he's the right man for that company because I fear that he might tank it. That's what I fear. He might tank it
If
because
Galactic fails, I think that company's over.
My genuine reaction to friggin' Neil being the friggin' president to friggin' Naughty Dog, genuinely, I'm gonna quote our president for a minute here. He is the worst president of all time. He's done a horrible job. And has screwed this shit up really bad, very bad.
that was great, W's.
Thank you. Thank you, I know I'm the best. I should run again. He's running again in 28. 28 I'll do it again.
For real. No, but for real though, like I feel like a lot of people, like Dan and his fan base. I don't think. No, excuse me, Dom. My bad. Dom and his fan base. I don't feel like a lot of them see that. You know what I mean? Like they fucking think that it's this like.
Worst is Dan Walker. Worst is him.
Oh yeah, him too.
This is just weird.
100%. Like it's not. Don't give me the argument of well, it was always meant to play this way. No, it wasn't. Like you could play in a better piece, play out in a better way, where it actually flows nicer and it actually is great. You know what I mean? Like you have a great send off with Joel, and the story plays out better.
What was the plan of this? We have to follow the game to a T. Why couldn't they come up with original stories? I don't understand that.
No, they did to a degree, but it's not good original material.
No, it's not even good. You made it worse in a lot of aspects.
They did do some original stuff, but here's the thing.
They did it worse. Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Well, like, it didn't add to it. I mean, it added to it, but it knocked the rating down.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. I'll make sure they did it for like an episode or so, but it didn't matter because it's like, okay, since they're following the game, the original material they're trying to put in there, it's like, well, it doesn't matter because it's like, well, this isn't going anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why
I'm
they're
looking at the last
five-year
one. It's gonna be original because I'm gonna be doing
Why
original.
did they have to do the 5-year time jump? Why couldn't they have Joel and Ellie going on their own little adventures while staying in Jackson?
At least it'd be young. At least Ellie would be young still, and I'd believe the fucking casting more. I'll tell you that.
Right.
It's like the Ellie scream in episode 3. I'm like, is she giving birth?
I don't know why that scene. No, seriously, that scene in the trailer where she's like screaming and shit. I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Also, that's not Ellie. When Ellie, that's not Ellie. Like I look at Bella Ramsey as TV Ellie, I'm like, that's not Ellie. That looks nothing like the character. That's what Caitlyn Jenner.
I see her screaming in the trailer, and I'm expecting a Goo Goo Gaga in there after a bit. What the fuck is going on?
Right.
Her name is Belly.
And even after it played out, I was still like, you know what I mean? Like it just felt off. Honestly, it just feels like, okay, was that really needed? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that was really needed because, like, completely when you get past that, it's like now we're on a fucking like I'm on a fucking fun trip with my date. You know, like it was. So it's like you never stuck with you being fucking angry and losing, bawling your eyes out that he's dead. You know what I mean? Like we fucking totally forgot about it.
Episodes were actually the best episodes this season. In my opinion, were the first 3 were the best this season.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that? I agree with that.
Yeah.
Those 2 of those episodes are fucking boring, so that goes to show you what the fuck.
Ha! Yeah. For real.
It just drops off at episode 4.
Yeah, and again, the underuse of infected and everything, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, they said that they
They
learned their
have the
lesson.
budget. They
Yeah.
have the budget to show more effective.
Right.
They don't fucking use it, is what that's proving to me. They don't fucking use it.
And I don't mean put them all in one fucking episode either, because that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, come on now, like you can't just fucking put it all in one episode. You know what I mean? And then have a million fucking zombies or infected, and then the rest of the season there's nothing there. It's like, no, you can't do that. Come on now, that like you gotta spread the shit out. You know? Like,
No, but how funny would it be if they blew their budget in episode 2?
it probably did.
So yeah, the shit show at the end of episode 2, low-key, be better off.
That's what they did. They just freaking blew the budget, most of the budget in episode 2.
Like I'm here in season 3. Like now you're gonna finally add the fucking bloater, or the sham, and it's gonna be bigger, it's gonna be better. I'm like, that's what you said for season 2. You said the same fucking shit for season 2. You said more infected. Okay, yeah, for one episode.
So Neil Cuffman said last year when he announced the episode, how many episodes? He said 7 episodes last year. He said one episode will be an hour and a half. And the
Behold, that was a lie.
Yeah, that was a lie. Yeah, where's that? Yeah, where's that episode an hour and a half? Yeah, where's that episode that's an hour and a half?
That's what
The finale be like an hour, something minutes long.
Oh, the thing is, that episode, you know what's funny? It needed to be long, but by the time I got about halfway through, I was like, thank God there's only 20 minutes left. Holy shit.
Right. I mean, it just, that whole part just did not.
Insider?
Yeah.
I stopped watching the Insiders after episode 4. I'm like, it's just gonna be them saying how great they did a good job.
You know what's actually funny? I never watched them.
Neither do I.
You know what's funny though? I did. Somebody told me about this, so I had to check it out. I remember a buddy of mine straight up said, they were like, yo, Dan, you may want to check out the after credits for episode 6. I was like, what's so special about that one? They're like, just watch it. I'm like, okay. I check it out, and I remember I just see freaking Neil, and he's just like, oh, what we've done here is truly untouchable television. I'm like,
You said that after the first 4 episodes, everyone was just, we just make the greatest. It's pretty much Neil or Greg Mason.
The fuck you did? Maybe if you're on crack.
We make the greatest shows. Week to week, we make the best TV.
Yeah, maybe if you're on crack.
No, but see, that's the difference. Though. You notice, here's the difference between that and a humble showrunner. Eli Jordan, that literally just took Negan and Maggie from a show that already existed, is making a great show, like a really enjoyable show, and he's not cocky about it. He's like, you know what's funny? Eli Jordan, I've literally seen him in interviews. He's like, you know, what we put together here, I hope the fans enjoy it. I hope that they get to enjoy it, and I hope it's an enjoyable season for them. I'm like, now that is a showrunner. That is somebody that's actually cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Even the Density insiders aren't really just Eli Jordan. It's a lot of the time it's the actors talking. About 95% of those insiders are the actors.
Yeah.
Right. And they're not even that long either.
They're like 4 minutes.
4 or 6 minutes. Yeah. What's the freaking last one? It's like 12.
It was like,
Just
really,
minutes, so like,
14
let's
minutes.
do a download on why our show's better than everybody else's. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, the hell it is.
They're just bad. They're bad. I even laughed at when freaking Deal Drunken's like, yeah, so she's like, we made the best, we made a good fight scene just as good as Game of Thrones fights. I was like, what the?
They clearly haven't watched Game of Thrones season 6 then, because holy shit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, they're on crack. They really are.
Yeah, they have to be on some kind of drug.
And I'll be real with you. If you,
Visually, yes. But I mean, I freaking cared because when you're in those fight-ups, so they're killing characters by light. I'm like, damn.
It actually angers me that the visuals in The Last of Us are as good as they are, though, because I'm like, they don't deserve to be good, like, visuals. Like, for the writing and the cockiness and the bad acting thrown in there, I'm like, man, they don't deserve a high budget. You see, that budget should go to Dead City. That shit, genuinely, if you gave them a high budget, you know, it would blend well with the nice writing. So it'd be like, oh, wow, like, damn.
yeah, right, for real. I agree with you 100%.
Even the ocean scene in episode 7 was all freaking blue screen.
Oh, yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
I could tell.
To be honest with you, if I had an HBO budget, all fucking do was zombie apocalypse live action. Fucking.
Yeah, it's just, you know, and if you do think this is better, like you did, Walker, you saying that it is, I just think you have poor taste in media, honestly.
I'll give them vendors and being protagonist.
I just think you have poor taste in media. I mean,
Especially saying Fear Season 8 is good, I'm like, damn, bro.
Is that what he said too?
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, it's better than season 7. I'm like, huh.
I remember one of the reactions that Ray's did for Season 8. I remember I hear Deadwalker, like, in the background. I think it was, I think, what was it, the series finale? I remember I hear him, he gets on the call and he's like, man, I just got done crying. I'm like, crying? What the fuck is there to cry about? That I had to suffer through the season? I guess that's worth crying for.
I was on that call too, and I said, this episode was kind of boring.
Yeah, because I remember I tuned into that reaction.
Oh yeah, and then he got a hard on.
I was like,
You got a hard on for fucking Alicia coming back. I'm like, get the fuck out. Who gives a fuck about
I didn't care
Alicia?
if she came back. She was only in for 2 minutes.
Oh, thing is, I remember I said this.
I hated when she came back. She teleported.
Listen, I respect the actress for coming back. That's the only positive I have at this point. Writing-wise, it's fucking shit.
Yeah, no, I get it. She did it for the fans, and that is the only fucking reason why she came back. That is it. But I didn't even give a fuck to see her again. I was like, I don't care about you. You were dead to me when you fucking left. That's like.
Well, the thing is, I'm sorry. You give me an episode like Amina, like 7:15. You mean to tell me I'm gonna give a shit when you bring that character back? No.
No.
All I'm gonna say is, okay, kudos to the actress. She listened to the fans. All right, now for the rest of it, you fucked that up.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna go in and Eddie, you fucked it up yet again.
Like I'm sorry, you just wrote her so shit that I didn't care about her anymore. I didn't. When she left, I was like, good, don't come back. Like I don't care if you come back. Like, fucking stay gone.
I predicted
You know?
she was gonna leave. I predicted Alicia McCare was gonna leave Fear to move on.
Like I just you're garbage.
Walker did because she was freaking sick. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna find a way to get rid of her, either kill her off or.
Yeah.
The actress is gonna leave, and lo and behold, the actress left.
And that was garbage too. That she fucking that she supposedly lived that. Like that didn't make any sense at all. Her fucking waking up.
They bring her fucking mother back from the dead. I'm like, as if that's gonna fucking do anything. Like,
Yeah. And you're right.
Bring her back from the dead. They don't even explain how she even survived the stadium. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Excuse my language.
I never like to see frickin' Madison back anyway. I think they turned that character to shit after a while. But it's like,
Right.
on top of that, you made her more shit than she was when she left the show. I was like, damn, all right, take a breather and piss off somewhere. I don't know.
Right.
Kitty Madison was good during season 3 of AMC Sphere. She was good during season 3, but then ever since Ian and Andy took over, they made her character a little bit shit. I'm like, no.
You know what characters Ian and Andy wanted on
Troy, I mean,
here?
you gotta be fucking kidding.
Ian and Andy wanted Negan on here.
No.
They said that.
No.
They said that at Comic-Con. They said that at Comic-Con. Like, yeah, we want Negan.
Oh, hell no.
You ain't getting Negan, bitch.
If it was up to me, I would have requested Sherry and Dwight to come back to the main show.
And
I
Morgan.
would fucking regret it. Yeah, Morgan too, because they don't deserve to be on a shit show. Like,
And John Dory.
fucking fantastic.
Okay, yeah, can you take John Dory with you? That character was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, he was. He got killed by a stupid ass kid.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, stupid ass kid.
And you mean to tell me all those characters get all that shit, but Anton gets to walk away with his family?
Ah! Yeah.
And
Fucking
yet,
Anton.
Victor Strand gets a happy ending with.
Yeah,
his
fucking
daughter.
Anton.
I'm like, no.
Garbage character. Trash ass character.
Renamed Padre to
Madre.
Evan
And they called
Padre.
him, they renamed him Madre. I'm like, are you kidding me, Ian and Andy?
No, seriously, like, did they like get their head on their way to work or something? Madre, what the fuck are you doing?
Right, for real. For real. You know.
You know, if they did say that Ian and Andrew did actually kind of like, I don't know, they were playing ball one day and like, let's say one of them like hit each other in the head with a freaking ball or something, and like knocked them down, and they freaking like low-key like had a somewhat injury or something. Oh man, I feel so bad for them. Now that explains the bad writing. Damn, man, that's sad.
They were comic book writers, but not very good comic book writers. They were
Wow.
Buffy series comics.
No, that shit was
They wrote
terrible.
hold on, they wrote a few comics? Are you
They were
kidding?
comics,
Stay away from
and
that
they
shit.
were
You're
they
right.
also were
Yeah.
head writers, I think, on Once Upon a Time too.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, oh, they can't write that worth of shit. I give a shit.
They wrote another show called The Vampire Diaries. I'm like, get the fuck.
It's ridiculous what they should have never let their ass on.
Yeah, see, this is the type of shit that we're talking about, though. This is what Dead City, you can't let that shit happen. Like, this guy better be good, because you can't afford to have another one of these dweebs to freaking
No.
take over your darn show and fuck everything up.
Exactly. You just can't afford that.
Dead City's good, man. Fear was good for a time, too, so let's hope Dead City's low-key learned from their mistakes with,
You know,
Fear the
I
Walking Dead.
respect you. I like Eli Garnett as a showrunner. At least, I mean, like you said, you don't go out there. It's like
Simp his way. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's funny? Like, if I met him in real life, I would genuinely shake his hand and say, yo, bro, like, how's it going? Like, he seems like a nice dude. Like, genuinely, like, a really cool dude.
Yeah.
But then you got people like Neil. If I met Neil in real life, obviously no disrespect, but I'd just be like, let's not talk about your writing, because, like, you're not going to like me too much.
No. No, I just don't think you're not the right direction for the company, and I just don't think you can take criticism
It's like
lightly.
if I was meeting Marvel executives now, I'd be like, I mean, I don't think you want to hear my opinion on your universe. That's
Like, I'd
all.
say, look, man, I'll you know, good, cool meeting you, but I'm sure you don't want to hear me talk about your shit, because it ain't going to be a pleasant conversation.
Right.
I'll say this, Mr. Heisenberg. I'll say this right now. If I was to
Yeah, it'd be better than Dom over there.
I'd be like, bro, you fucked up with the King Dynasty. You really did.
It'd be better than Dom over there. You see that, right? With Dom.
You fucked up with Laura Lynch. I'll be honest, straightforward. I'll tell him in his face. I'll be like, listen, you effed up the King Dynasty. You effed up some parts of the multiverse saga. You messed up Scarlet Witch. I would be straight up. I'll be like, you messed up. You went Disney. You guys messed it up.
You've done a very bad job. You are not the right choice for this company.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's the same thing with Uncharted too, because he wasn't even the writer on Uncharted 2. That last one,
No, he wrote the board game.
Oh,
That's the only one he wrote was the board game.
You know, I'm shocked on that one. I gotta say, it's the fourth game. Damn.
well, no, he did have other writers help him though. He wasn't the only one.
Yeah, but he co-wrote the board game.
He had the main guys still with the franchise though from the beginning, so that's the reason why I think it was good. If you didn't have that main guy there, I don't think it would have been that good.
Oh, it wouldn't have. I was it wouldn't have turned out that good.
The thing that makes the thing with Neo, the thing with Neo is that when you have like the other people that were in charge of the company, they keep his ass in check. And they don't fucking let him. When they hear his ideas and they go, "No, that's fucking stupid. You're gonna kill everything." But we do like the concept of what you're going with, so we'll use the concept, but we're gonna change some things to make it work with the story. You know what I mean? And that's what they were doing.
MVP and then president.
I don't know because
I don't get that either.
they just I don't know that's a good damn question. I'd like to really see who did put his ass in charge because honestly, it's a mistake. It's a fucking mistake because now he doesn't have anything to fucking stop him, and now he's just like, I'll do whatever I want. Here, let's do faith and religion. Let's piss the fans off even more. It's like, no, you fucking dumb fuck. Like that's not what you should not be doing that.
Religious-based game.
Yeah. Like you should not be, you should not be doing that. You should be trying to please your fucking fan base, not piss them off more.
The whole thing is, you piss them off more after already providing shit content. Then what the fuck are you doing? Like at that point, it's like, huh?
Yeah.
You're supposed to get sales. You're not gonna get sales if you keep giving them shit.
Like, that's what I can't stand about these modern day content creators. It goes for anything. They're always like, oh man, don't tell me how to do my entertainment. I'll do how I want. I'm like, yeah, but the reason why you even have a fucking wallet at this point is because you actually have good shit that you used to do that people enjoy. Don't turn shit all of a sudden and expect people to just love it. Like people respect you for your old shit.
Like I said, I'm gonna give.
It's not just them. I think these companies hire these people right out of college that think they know everything, so they make these really bad stuff.
Yeah.
If you're cocky but you're talented and you write good things but you're cocky, okay, I still kind of can't stand you. But I'll say this: at least you write good content. I mean, cringe as hell that you're kissing your own ass, but whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're kissing your own ass and you're doing shit content, walk off, bro.
Right, for real. And like I said, and I do fear for their company in the sense that I do think their company is talented and they make great shit. You know what I mean? They can make amazing games without a question. They have talented people in there. The problem is you have an egotistic person that's in charge that doesn't fucking take criticism lightly. He likes to silence the people when they fucking bash his creation. And it's like, buddy, that's the part of internet. That's the part of the internet.
Insomniac Games.
Yeah.
Good games.
It's like, right, yeah.
And two,
yep. And I believe Miles inspired Miles.
Yeah, they did Miles too.
Miles as well, yeah.
Miles, Ratchet and Clank. So yeah, they did pretty decent games.
Sunset Overdrive's really good too.
Yeah, I'm liking the Ratchet and Clank. It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, Ratchet and Clank is awesome.
I'm playing that to the 2018 one or whatever.
Also saw you're doing the Days Gone remaster, which that's a freaking awesome remaster. So.
Oh yeah. I'm starting that the Friday night of the 20th, late Friday night. So it'll be the 21st early morning. I'm starting it.
I heard you could buy the remaster from say if
$10.
half the game, you can buy it for $10. Yeah,
$10, yeah. It was worth it. I didn't have a problem with
What
that.
is it for the remaster for Last of Us? The 50th remaster of Last of Us.
They keep remastering it.
It was what was it, $70, $60?
I'm like, Brett, the more you remaster that shit second game, the more I'm going to see how much clearer it is, literally, that it's shit. So,
it's not only that, it shows the fans that Naughty Dog are greedy for money.
I tell you what, the gameplay and the visuals, man, that's all that game has.
Right.
There was a YouTuber that made a good sense on why they keep remastering the second game. It's just because that second game did not make any money.
It did. Yeah, exactly. And I had the video clip of that.
That makes sense. So you're going to remaster it.
No wonder the game didn't make freaking money, though. I tell you why. They put out fake. Well, and anybody knows this that was with it before the second game came out. They put out fake footage making trailers to make it seem like Joel was alive. I'm like, oh, that is such bullshit. What the fuck?
Right.
Right? I saw that. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I hated that they did that. That's bullshit.
That's
Oh,
false advertising.
It is. It is false advertising,
I
100%.
think that should be illegal.
But here's the other thing that makes it, that adds more salt to the wounds, is that when that whole situation was coming out, he was striking down channels. You know what I mean? He was striking and fucking silencing people because they weren't showing anything of the leaks. They were just talking about it and they were silencing them. It's just like, when you do that, now you're pissing off people that don't like to be silenced. You know what I mean?
How about, like,
That's
don't
just
show any footage then? If you can't show enough of the game because there's a big spoiler death in there, then just don't show footage. Like, that's
Well,
one
they
of the things
don't.
I
That's the
respect
thing.
about, I respect the hell out of Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
I remember that show. The final batch of episodes were coming out, right? And I remember they were literally like, all right, we can't give you guys a trailer because if we show you even a smidge of footage, there might be indications of where the story goes. That's fine. I respect that. I'm like, all right, well, you want to let us be surprised? That's awesome. That's
Right.
what they should have done with The Last of Us Part 2. They should have been like, well, the game is pretty complex and there's some spoiler things in there. Sorry, but you're not going to get much footage. Just, you know, if you care about it enough, play the game on launch day, like, you know?
right.
Or just show the flashback footage. I think they could have done that too. Show the flashbacks.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't have thought anything. Yeah.
And it's not false marketing either.
No, because it is in the game.
Right. You know, it's just the way they went about it. It's like you created this hate. You created this hate for it, and the, yeah,
Oh, yeah, movies do it too.
and the hate
in
is
Infinity War, they had the Hulk and the Wakanda battle. He wasn't even in the battle.
right. And the hate is justifiable because, you know, people don't like being silenced, not for stating how they feel, you know, about about what happened, you know, in the discussion of it.
Forever known as Neil Cuffman ever since then.
Neil Cuffman. Yep.
Yeah, Game Awards actually, the Game Awards actually really proved how much of a cuck he is, because he cheated to try to make his game win Player's Choice.
He tried to cheat and he lost.
He lost miserably.
He told his fan base to make bot accounts to vote for Last of Us.
Wow. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was.
And all the fans said, "Oh really? Oh, so you want us to make fake accounts to make your game win Player's Choice? Actually, I'm gonna vote for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
I'm gonna vote for Ghost of Tsushima."
Yeah,
Oh, y'all heard they're freaking like. Right.
And then he
Y'all
saw,
hear that friggin'
and then
Greg is trying to do that crap. He's trying to actually get Ghost of Tsushima like for himself. I'm like, oh hell no.
no. You don't. No, I believe they already got one for that movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
At least I-
too, because hell no.
Because
John Wick.
yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Which that's why I have good faith that it's going to be a good movie, because you know you got a good director that's fucking knows, you know, that's already been in that work or that type of work, so he already has
Like I said,
a sense.
the guy that directed the first 4 John Wick movies to direct Ghost of Tsushima, that would be a chef's kiss.
Yes, because he's gonna
That'd be
fucking
cool.
he's gonna bring that game to life in a great way, and it's gonna have the
Side
love.
note, friggin', I know it's kind of a topic change, but I'll say this. I am actually blown away by the freaking Norman Reedus casting in the new John Wick movie, Brett. That
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
like, bro, looks friggin' sick in that movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, he looks good. He looks good.
I'm definitely gonna go watch that movie for Keanu Reeves and Norman Reedus. I'm definitely gonna.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
And I like the last movie too. I like the last movie.
Oh yeah, that franchise is really good. I'd say, John
Yeah.
Wick.
Oh yeah. And I gotta watch the other 3 too. That's the I gotta watch the other 3.
Yeah, I got fun
Watch
fact,
it in
I
a
got
row.
like John Wick movies 1 through 3 on DVD.
We'll do.
My favorite is number 3. My favorite is still number 3.
Same. 3 is my favorite so far.
3 is your favorite. Okay, yeah, I gotta definitely see them all.
My least favorite is chapter 2. But
You know what's funny? 2 is my least favorite. That's actually kind of like by default, though. Like, yeah, I still enjoy it.
Okay,
it's
sure.
yeah. Well, they're all good though. That's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's not like with Spider-Man where I say Homecoming is my least favorite Spider-Man movie ever made.
Damn right it is. That's freaking God.
I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, I will admit this with Spider-Man No Way Home. The best parts of the whole film, in my honest opinion, people can call me stuff all they want. The best part was Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Because those two Spider-Men, those are my OG childhood Spider-Mans. Like,
Yeah.
No, man. No Way Home, man. That crap. I don't know what the hell. Like, I remember that movie, man. That was such a hype thing. And then by the time I watched it, I was just like, this is just not important. Like, it's not, like,
No.
I don't know. It's so weird how that movie worked out.
Yeah.
Dan, I will admit this. One of the things I really hated about...
And you got Cynthia Walker on that one.
One of the things I really hate to like about Spider-Man No Way Home, Reed knows this full well, what I'm about to say. When Tobey Spider-Man is talking with Andrew Spider-Man, where Tobey Spider-Man's like, oh, do you have anybody? Andrew Spider-Man's like, no, and then that's where Tobey mentions his MJ and that they got back together. I'm like, no. As soon as those words came out of his mouth, like, hinting at they got back together, I'm like, the fact that he went against Spider-Man 3, as much as people talk shit about Spider-Man 3 with Sam Raimi, bro, that movie had some interesting stuff in it, but the fact that he went against it by just being like, oh, off camera many years later, Peter and his MJ, they got back together. No. I'm gonna say this right now. Peter should have learned after Spider-Man 3 that sometimes you have to move on. As much as it hurts, like for example, the fact that he lost his best friend, he had to move on from that. As much as it hurts, sometimes you have to move on. I feel like that's something he needed to tell Andrew Spider-Man. I feel like he needed to say it to his Spider-Man.
Right.
Like, listen, I get it.
So do I. I like it.
You watched your Glenn. Like, your Green Goblin, he killed your Gwen Stacy. He killed your MJ. I get it. But I was able to move on with my Gwen. I feel like if he said that in the movie, that would have been fantastic. Because that's a lesson he needed to tell Andrew Spider-Man. Like, hey, you may have lost your Gwen, but sometimes you gotta move on. You can't just be living in the past. I feel like he needed to say that to Andrew Spider-Man.
That was a good movie. Spider-Man 3 is a good movie. I don't know why that movie gets so much hate as it does.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's like my...
It is a good
yeah,
movie.
Spider-Man 3, that was my favorite movie once. But what did you think? Wait, what do you think, Dan? Do you think about what I just said? Do you think that would have been cool if Tobey Spider-Man said that to Andrew Spider-Man?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
In my opinion, Tobey Spider-Man, like, fuck, like, Mary Jane Watson of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man universe. After Spider-Man 3, I'm like, F her, have Peter be with Gwen. Because Peter should have been with Gwen. You cannot tell me otherwise. You cannot tell me Peter Parker, the Spider-Man of Sam Raimi's universe, shouldn't have been with his Gwen. You can't fucking tell me that.
Right.
Because it should have been the reverse. I'm like, okay, it should have been the reverse opposite. Tobey Spider-Man, he loses his best friend. He knows for a fact, 110%, he's never going to be able to get back with his MJ. But here's the thing. Here's the lesson. Sometimes you have to move on. You have to. Sure, you can forgive yourself, and sure, sometimes it could be hard to move on. But you have to move on. And the best way Tobey does that is that he moves on from his MJ. He moves on from Mary Jane to the Gwen.
Exactly.
And with Andrew Spider-Man, it's the reverse opposite, because with Andrew Spider-Man, he lost his Gwen to his Green Goblin.
Right.
And Andrew's Spider-Man, he moves on from Gwen with Mary Jane, his Mary Jane, which would be ironic, given, because I feel like that would have been fantastic if they actually did
MJ was originally supposed to be in the second Amazing Spider-Man 2.
True, that's true, but I feel like it should have been the reverse. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, he moves on from his MJ with Gwen, but with Andrew's Spider-Man, he moves on from his Gwen with someone else. And what better person to pair him with than with his world's Mary Jane?
I'll make
that
it
would be
better.
fantastic. The irony.
Walker Dead, I'll make it a little better. You can also tie it in with Tom at the end. everyone forget him. He has to move on from his as well.
Right, he has to move on from Tom Holland Spider-Man has to move on from his girl.
I completely agree.
his friend.
Completely agree.
And that should have been the whole lesson of Spider-Man No Way Home. Sometimes you gotta move on. You can't just keep living in the past. You gotta move on.
Oh my gosh, No Way Home is just it's just a fan service movie.
Oh,
It's just a fan
It was
service.
okay, but
It's the definition of fan service, man. It's just too much fan service.
That and Deadpool Wolverine. Deadpool Wolverine is another fan service movie. But I actually enjoyed it a little more.
Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was better. I think.
At least with Deadpool Wolverine, it feels better.
I'm gonna let you go, but I got stuff to do.
Yep, yeah, you're all good, man.
Peace out, Mr. Heisenberg.
Peace out.
I'm good
But
one.
do you agree with that, Dan? That that was the irony that Toby Spider-Man moves on from his MJ with his Gwen Stacy, and then Andrew's Spider-Man moves on from his Gwen to his world's MJ. Like, do you think that would have been interesting? The irony.
I think so. No, I think that would have been really good. Oh, here's the thing, though. I'll always say this about that friggin' movie. Like,
Sure.
I don't hate the holy crap out of it, but it's just the way people friggin' overrate it. As in particular, the way I heard Deadwalker talk about it. Oh my god.
Oh,
This shit. Nah.
Yeah, it's not that
I
fucking
haven't
good,
said
bro.
it.
And he even still brings it up today that he compares it today with the new movies coming out and being like, yeah, it doesn't beat No Way Home. I'm like, nobody gives a fuck about No Way Home, bro. Like that's like you're fucking talking like 5 years ago. Nobody gives a shit about that. Like, come
No
on.
way shit. Well, yeah, that movie's 5 years ago.
Well, yeah, at least it's like who cares about that movie anymore? Like I don't give a frick. Like
who cares?
it's like it's gone for me, bro. It's like move on from the damn shit. Like goddamn, like you're freaking making it like it's the blood of Christ.
Seriously.
Like it's not that good. Like it really isn't. Like like I didn't care. Like after watching it a couple times, like I'm just like the story's bad. Honestly, it's just really bad, and it's just cringe in a lot of ways. It's just and the parts where the parts where Toby should have had his senses and shit like that, like it didn't activate, and I'm like, the fuck, you know what I mean? Like that's stupid, you know what I mean? Like, like he's a Spider-Man, you should fucking like sense that shit.
Yeah, it's Spider.
Now you're writing them like garbage, where you're freaking like making them where it's like it's not working, so now it makes them be like a fucking idiot, and it's like, nah, you can't do that. It's like you gotta keep his formalities to what it should be. 100% all the way through. I don't give a fuck if it's Tom Holland's movie or not. I don't care. It doesn't matter. He's a fucking Spider-Man. He should have the senses should continue to work through and through.
The OG Spider-Man. So what the fuck? I don't understand
Right.
that.
You can't fucking
And
shit
like,
on
the
him
movie was okay,
simply
but it
because
wasn't bad.
it's a Tom Holland movie. It's like I don't give a fuck about Tom Holland. I really don't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's really a Tom Holland movie. That's the part where I'm like, ah, damn, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he fits fucking Spider-Man. I really don't. I'm not impressed.
No.
I don't like his character. I really don't. I think he's a dumb fuck. And that's trying to be nice. I can't stand how stupid he is in the movies. I just don't care for it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the shit he should have been able to figure out. Like it's common sense. A lot of it was. And when he freaking beat Doctor Strange, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Really?
Oh, that was bullshit.
I was like, so you're smart enough to beat Doctor Strange, but yet you're so fucking retarded when it comes to basic fucking, like basic situations, like say the elevator scene and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like you struggle with that. Like you could barely fucking do it yourself. You have to have fucking help by Iron Man of all people.
Dan, I will commit this.
But yet, when it came to fucking Doctor Strange, oh, this was easy. This was a piece of cake. It's like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like,
no, that was dumb.
that was dumb.
No,
Like,
Doctor
get
Strange
the
is the
frick
fucking
out of here.
Bible.
Like, I'm not gonna defend shit writing like that. Like, that's just not. Oh, it's math and this and that. Get the frick out of here with that. Bullshit.
No, it's not math. It's just dumb writing.
It is.
Right.
100%.
And also, speaking of dumb writing, they try to have this guy's girl, Tom Holland's girl, be. They reveal her full name is Michelle Jones Watson. No.
Right.
Michelle Jones is not Mary Jane. She even says it in the movie. Michelle Jones, not
Right.
Mary Jane. So the fact that they're trying to have this girl be Mary Jane,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to burst your bubbles, but Michelle Jones is not Mary Jane.
No, not at all.
The fact that they try and present it like that in the film, I'm like, you. The fact that they said that in the film too. They tried to hint that it like, oh, Michelle Jones is Mary Jane. No. Michelle Jones is not Mary Jane Watson.
No.
Michelle Jones is her own completely separate character. I thought that was already established in fucking Homecoming and Far From Home.
Exactly.
Now they're trying to go back on their word with, oh no, she's Mary Jane. No, she's not Mary Jane.
That's why I'm not really that excited for the fourth movie. I'm not really that excited. It's like,
And
No,
I say,
here's the thing,
it's not
obviously- I'll go see it, but I'm not hyped after knowing all. I'll tell you that.
no, neither am
okay,
I.
they do. Okay,
I'm
if
like,
Sadie
whatever,
Sink, I
you
hope
know.
Sadie Sink.
I'm like,
They're
whatever.
gonna have fucking Sadie Sink from Stranger Things in Spider-Man 4. I will go see the movie for her, but I hope they pull a fucking plot twist where Sadie Sink is the real Mary Jane Watson.
Like I said, I'll see it in theaters, but I'm not buying the DVD. I don't give a fuck.
No.
I'm not gonna own it. I'm just gonna see it in theaters. I'm gonna tell you what I think, and that's it. And that's the end of the story. And then fuck the rest of it. I don't give a shit about. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna watch it again. More than likely. I mean, if I do, it's on a whim, and it could be for a different reason. But like, I'm not gonna watch it again because I don't care for a Spider-Man. I don't. I'm not intrigued. I'm not inspired. I'm not anything. I just don't care for it. I prefer Toby. I may watch Andrew. I may watch Andrew's Spider-Man again just because it wasn't bad, and I haven't seen it in forever, so I don't really remember how it kind of all plays out. So to kind of see it one more time, I may watch his again. But those two Spider-Mans are the only ones I would care to watch again, just because they do really good. Tom Holland, I just don't give a fuck for. I don't think him as an actor fits the Spider-Man character. I just don't think, he's the right fit for it.
It never did for me either. Like, it was always kind of a head scratcher. I don't know what it was.
And I don't want a young, college and this and that. I don't give a frick about that bullshit. I don't need that. Okay, my Spider-Man needs to be strong, be a man, and all that. Like, that's what I want in a Spider-Man. Like, he's supposed to be a strong motherfucker and kick ass.
Bitch.
Yeah, exactly. When you're doing this stupid shit, it's just like, now it feels like you're just making him weak, and that he needs help, and this and that, or he's arrogant, or he's stupid. Like, nah.
Ryan's needed help, I'll tell you that.
Right, it's just like, it just makes you hate it. It's just like, nah. And the philosophy to like every single one because it's its own thing, it's like, get out of here with that. Like, I just think that's stupid. Like, nah.
I will commit
Like,
this.
I just don't, I don't care for that. I really don't, because we don't need these different iterations of the same character. It's just like, you're just rehashing the same old shit over and over again, except you're getting a different actor to play the same shit, but it's not as great. You know what I mean? Like,
It
it's just,
loses its life at that point.
exactly. Like, you're just doing it simply because, the Spider-Man name is going to make a lot of money. And that's the only reason why you're doing it. And it's fucking bullshit. It's like, nah, just let the shit, leave it alone, and let it be. We don't need fucking 20 iterations of the same fucking character.
No.
We don't
Because
need
at
it.
that point, it just becomes goofy. Like, it's like, okay,
Right.
well, then which one here?
Right, exactly. It's just, it's just, you're doing it for money, and that's
They keep
it.
retelling the story over and over again. Like, no.
Right, and you're doing it in different iterations, and it's not as great. And people were always going to prefer the original because that's when you fucking nailed it. That's when you hit the T. You had the right actor, you had the right fucking story, you had everything. Everything hit the T, and you're never going to hit it
The
again.
original was the first of its kind. That's the cool thing about it.
Right, exactly. And you nailed everything to the T. And that's why I don't care for, I like Tom Holland as an actor, and I think he's great in a lot of other movies.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think he fits that character. I'll never ever see him as Spider-Man. Never will. Never will. I always look at him and be like, oh, a Spider-Man wannabe.
Yeah, he feels like a fanfic. He feels like a freaking like imaginary thing or something.
Right. Yeah, a wannabe. You're a wannabe. You're never the real thing. You know, you just
I
are.
really don't like.
You know.
And I was just gonna say this. Like one thing I don't like.
And I can bet your ass on this. I can bet your ass on this because he made a bet with me. Dan Walker did, saying that they're gonna make a 5th and a 6th or what. I'm like, huh, yeah, you're on crack. You're on crack. If you're on, you are on crack to think that they are gonna do.
You love that shit, but still,
Right.
like, they ain't no freaking way.
They ain't gonna do any more. This 4th one is the last one, and I could bet you $100 on it. And I did bet with him. We agreed on it. We're just like, all right, if they don't make any more, you give me $100, bitch. Like,
He's gonna have to pay up.
yeah, right? Because I know for a fact they ain't gonna make any more. I don't see it. I really don't. Because if it's not them, it's the actor himself. He said he doesn't want to keep going. He specifically stated that many fucking times. When he has kids or gets married, he's done. That's it. Like, he's not gonna do any more Hollywood fucking movies.
Oh, I respect that too, bro. Why would you want to do that many when it's not even the fucking original?
Right. I mean, it's just, you know, and that's not to say that he's not going to do any more movies, like after, you know, when your kid gets a certain age, you might come back to do some more movies, maybe some indie movies, but Hollywood movies, I don't see it.
Like, not Spider-Man, at the very least, not
Right.
Spider-Man.
No, he's not gonna keep that shit going. He won't. I know he won't. I'm not, you know, I can read the actor. You know, he's getting sick of this shit. He doesn't like the politics in Hollywood. He fucking hates it. And you can tell he doesn't like it. And he's sick of it. You know,
frankly, I'm the same way with him. And when it comes to the politics of Hollywood, yeah, it's falling apart.
It's absolutely abysmal. And he doesn't want his kid to go through that bullshit. You know, and he doesn't even like the way they're like, you know, they don't really listen to him when he wants certain stories to play out. You know, with the movies, you know, with how he wants it to play out. He doesn't like it. You know, they're having issues with the 4th movie right now. With issues, well, no, I don't like this, or yada yada yada. And they're like, well, we don't give a fuck what you say. And he's just like, no, it's either you're gonna do it this way, or I ain't fucking doing the movie. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, it's like, do it the fucking way he wants, and leave it be.
If anything, I wish more actors had the balls that he had.
Right. You know? Or at least to fucking come to a more of an agreement. Maybe not, they might not agree on everything, but at least to a more, you know, half and half, 50-50, you know, or whatever, you know. But no, I'm not excited for the 4th one. I don't, you know, I can't wait for it to come out and then it be done. That's really it, honestly. But
boys, I hate to call it short. There is some stuff that just came up for me, so.
oh no, you're good. You're good. I was actually gonna pretty much come to the end anyway because I gotta go in for work. So that actually works off perfectly fine. But no, that's my season rating for Last of Us Season 2. It's a 3 out of 10 at best.
Hell yeah.
I can't give it any fucking higher. The season's trash. Honestly, it's not good. If you think it's good, all power to you. And
Drinking the Kool-Aid, I guess.
all power to. I mean, truly, all power to you. If you really think this is good, I'm not gonna bash on your opinions. I just think, me personally, and you could call my take ridiculous or whatever. I just think you don't know good media. Honestly, that's what I think it is. Honestly, I just don't think you know good media. And the arguments of non-existence or it doesn't need to exist, this bullshit is, again, defeating your argument. That could be said about a lot of shows, you know what I mean? A lot of different media, same thing. Well, I don't think it's needed, so why are they doing it? You know, like that's an old argument. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
I just think it's ridiculous, you know. And the ratings, cool fucking, I mean, fuck the cable ratings. It doesn't matter, you know. You know, evidently there's enough people watching. Even if there's just a couple million, there's enough people that watch. That's why they keep renewing it. That's why they keep making more spinoffs. That's why they keep going. You know, and until you see that they stop doing that, there's enough people watching. Period. End of story.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you know, that's that kind of end off that. You know, I don't want to we're done discussing shit of us.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna upload
Season-
this last video that I did yesterday and then call this shit a fucking wrap. I'll tell you that.
Well, we're not going to talk about season 2. If I talk about part 2, it's the permadeath and all that, and that's it. And that's why I'm trying to finish the remastered playthrough that I'm doing in the grounded, so then I can fucking be done with this game and call it a day. And if Bad Boy Gamer, if you be a bitch and pay me that money, I'm gonna fucking call your ass out because you're a bastard putting me through that hell. I'll be real with you. You truly are. You really are. Because then I'm gonna have to play this shit again. A fucking and I already know how many times I'm gonna die because it's just gonna be fucking ridiculous, and it's just gonna piss me off to the heavens.
Factual.
But after that, if I do that though, that's it. I'm not doing it again. Like that's it. If they make a part 3, I'll play it. You have to hit 10 likes every stream, otherwise I stop playing it.
Every
Period.
stream, if you see 9 likes, fuck that shit.
You're right. Yeah. I'm gonna stop until I hit 10. It's as simple as that. I don't care where I'm at in the story either, unless if I'm liking it. If I'm liking it, I might make an exception. But but that's only if I'm liking it. If I'm not liking it, I'm gonna be like, nope, gotta hit 10. If I don't hit 10, I stop. So that's the situation on that. Obviously we'll be back for season 3. I mean, it could be better, maybe, but I'm not holding my hopes up.
No, and it's 2 years away anyway, so fuck that.
Exactly. So, Dead City all the way. Can't wait for episode 5. I'm excited for it. And
Yeah.
Negan better not fucking die. If he dies, I'm gonna be pissed.
That should actually be the next thing we arrange. A Dead City stream when season 2 ends. That I think. would be fun.
Yes, 100%. I agree with you. 100%. So hit that like button. I would appreciate it. We didn't really have an intro. We just kind of just went right into it.
We
But
just went right into the belly gate, yeah.
so we can get like 7-10 likes. That'd be awesome. Check out Walker Dead. Check out Mr. Heisenberg. Check out Dan Reviews. Links are in the description for all their channels. Show them love, support. Would appreciate it. And hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. Feel free to let me know what you guys thought in the chat or in the comments below. After this uploads of the video, I'll be curious to hear what you guys have to say. Again, if you liked it, great for you. I'm glad you found this entertaining. I think you're insane if you think this is better than Dead City. I just think you are. But whatever. I guess, whatever. But Dead Walker, end of discussion. I'm not fucking, your rants and this and that, I don't want to hear it.
Learn to cope or something, I don't know.
I just don't want to hear it. I don't have time to waste. You wasted my Memorial Day bitching about this stupid shit. And it's ridiculous. Because I was actually going to do some other streams. And I couldn't do it thanks to you. So, thank yourself for that.
To hold off Hedgehog Bros and World Gone Mad, I remember. I was like, my God.
I was irritated on it too. Because I would have been able to do some more content later. If I didn't have to fucking push that shit off.
Well.
So,
Anyway, I gotta go, guys. I gotta.
But yep. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace out.